Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sunday Rocket League. Is I, Skeptor, and I am joined by the likes of Supersonic Man. Happy to be here and happy to be casting some Rocket League with you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's a good looking color you got on there too on the shirt there, man. A
Oh
little
yeah,
gotta
dude.
gotta love it, rocking the purple, little V1 love. I appreciate that.
Oh yes, dude. You're looking quite nice and snazzy with that flannel, dude. That's a classic purple and black flannel. Like since I was a kid, man,
Oh,
I've always wanted a flannel like that. It's just
it
like
it was the
can't go
Minnesota
wrong with it.
Rocker Home Series one that they sent out, and eventually I've worn it and washed it so many times. The badge finally separated itself, so now
Dang.
I've just got this like kind of clean purple. But I'm doing the Rocker and the V1. Had to blend them
Oh
together.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, nothing wrong with doubling down with the V1 support. And we're sorry with a little bit of a tech delay here, folks. We are getting things figured out, having to shuffle the deck around a couple times. But hey, we're always trying to get you guys the games you deserve. And I mean, an awesome way to start out this triple header today. Burnsville and St. Louis Park, two teams that are 2-0. And I mean, this Burnsville squad, you casted them week one. Keens and Dorka, two studs in their own right, but going up against Oakland and Cloudy today. Oakland's a seasoned vet, I would say. He's been in the league for a very long time. He took second place with our production guy, Maniac, in the very first season of our Rocket League division here at Mnvl. And he's playing with an up and comer in the likes of Cloudy, who's like a very talented player. So I'm very interested to see how this game is going to go. And I really think that this is going to be Burnsville's toughest test to the season date so far.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be also, but it hurts my soul a little bit. I play in the Minnesota Championship Series, and Cloudy is one of the guys on my organization there, and so is Dorka. So like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like as a fan of Rocket League, who do I get behind? I guess I truly have to be an unbiased caster in this one.
Yeah.
Can't go either way. But I think this is definitely gonna be a little bit tougher test here for Dorka and his squad. I think that they're Dorka and them showed off a lot of stuff, showing that they could do freestyle, basically just having fun with it the last time. I don't think that the freestyle lanes are going to be open quite the same here. I don't think that Cloud's gonna have a hard time here, but he's not gonna let them do that to him.
No,
I
for sure,
have to
man.
think that he's gonna shut that down.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree. I mean, I know both of these players are quite known for their defensive abilities, right? Like these guys are known for shutting players down, especially in the 3-on-3 thing. So, to see them playing on the pitch here 2v2, this is going to be a very high skilled matchup and a great way to kick off our Sunday MNVL. We just got word that players are loaded onto the pitch and ready to go. So, we're about to get right into it. Twitch chat, get ready. Burnsville and St. Louis Park, man, this is going to be a treat to kick off our Sunday MNVL Rocket League. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
this is gonna be a fun one. Dorka Kins up against Oakwind and Cloud. Opening kickoff on the way, and it's going to be a quick pop out off that hard bounce off that right wall, which is going to give Dorka a nice loft in the catch. And again, that's what we wanted to see week one, right? You
Yep.
cannot let Dorka have a free touch like that, and you see Cloudy immediately get there. He's like, no, Dorka, I scrimmed with you all week in MNCS.
Yeah,
Not a chance I'm letting you do that to me.
absolutely not, right? Congestion being the name of the game. You have to get up, play man coverage in 2-on-2 is really what it feels like. Team's trying to get something going, but this pressure from Park right now is showing through, right? Putting the pressure on Burnsville the second they are touching this ball. So I like the pressure within the first minute of play here.
Yeah, a couple good touches there from Cloudy, too. That one to kind of force the issue, make sure that he challenged, that gives his teammate time to go back, grab that mid boost because the corner wasn't up on the rotation, so he had to buy some time for Oakland, and then immediately makes that other touch back without just, a lot of times you can kind of do that doink, chip it off the top of your roof.
What
Good
a
save from
save.
Oakland. Unfortunately, they won't
The
be able to get
rebound.
back for that one. Yeah, it's tough when two get pulled out of the box on the initial challenge. So Cloudy feels that he has to go up to force that shot high. It makes it readable for Oakland, but it's off the recovery because Oakland doesn't get a clean touch on it. Leaves him with an open net. Little mistakes like that, if you don't get that clear exactly where you want it in 2v2, that's what's going to happen. You will get punished pretty quick.
Capitalizing, right? A great follow-up play from Keens. I mean, when you got a player like Dorka that can drive the net like that and create room and space and draw both defenders, sets Keens up for a freebie all day long. And, those players kind of know their roles. man. They play it nicely. And now Dorka, a wide open goal, and it's
Oh,
gonna land 2-0. Burnsville finding some early strides of success here.
yeah, finding that space here, just a little bit quicker speed, a little bit of an overcommit from Cloudy there. Would have liked to see him come forward because you saw him come forward and you see Dorka jump early. Come forward, fake that challenge, and then turn off. Swing that momentum back towards your net. Force Dorka to make that hit. That way he's not getting a perfectly clean one exactly as he wants it. A little bit of pressure on him and then follow it up. This one
That's a
should
free
be
one.
an open net, and they'll get that one there off the kickoff. A little bit of an overcommit on the side of Burnsville here off that kickoff, and a little bit of a clapback. So only down by 1 here. Ton of time left on the clock, especially in 2v2.
For sure. You know, over half the game time left, and not often do you see both Burnsville players going for that overcommit there. So, you know, a little bit of uncharacteristical mistakes coming out on both sides to kick off this one. Maybe, I wouldn't say it's nerves, maybe it's just kind of game one, getting into the feel for the series, right? Because that's kind of what we see a lot in these VO5s. Teams tend to feel each other out in game one, right? I know they scrim all the time, but a bar down shot from Cloudy is going to tie things up at 2 apiece. What a snipe of a shot.
Love to see it. Yeah, great placement here. Kens just misses the touch. And that ends up leaving it kind of open as Dorka's trying to swing back in on that back post. But that front post, that top bar, all open. A lot of space there. And in they come. They're able to make use of that one. So, tied up here now. Cloudy looking to use the flip reset. Ken's great read off the backboard. Dorka gets a touch. This is what I like to see right now, though, out of Cloudy. I think this one is just going to go down the other way. Oakland's going to get cut off a little bit. He gets the demo, but that little bit of a slowdown is going to keep him from getting back on defense. The thing I like to see, though, is Cloudy has been trying to make some effort on the offensive half of looking for those bumps coming through. If you can really dial that into your gameplay, that's kind of one of those things that can upset and be a disruptor when there's, you know, we're talking about this being the toughest task thus far for Burnsville.
Oh, dark God.
4-2, Burnsville doing Burnsville things. I mean, Stork is an insane player. He's got a solid teammate with him, and it's going to be a tough one for these guys. But if you can start disrupting them, really in 2v2, bumps, demos are so huge.
No, I couldn't agree with you more, and especially a player of Dorka's caliber, you have to throw him off of his rhythm, right? You can't let him go where he wants to go. You have to take away that time and space, right? And that's what we saw within the first 40-ish seconds. They were up on him the second he was touching the ball, but if you give Dorka a second and a half, man, he gets up in the air, and then you're left chasing him. So, got to be on him the second he's getting these touches. Oakland doing a good job on the defensive end, but Dorka chasing it down in the corner. Will get trade demoed with Oakland. So 1v1 for a couple seconds, but not going to really matter. A nice little flick past one defender, but Dorka picks it up. Open net. Oakland kicks it off the post, and luckily it doesn't go in for St. Louis Park. Down 3 would have been quite devastating. A good shot.
What a touch.
Man, oh man, it's Oakland to make the saves, though, dude. I've been watching this guy make crazy saves for, it feels like, years now. I mean, he's been one of the better goaltenders, I think, through our Mnvl. Dorka with another big opportunity back at the goal, man. There's just no time to breathe.
Would have loved to see Oakland there, noticing that Kins is shadowing the ball down the field. He's not facing a way to be able to challenge that. Would have liked to see him come up, break check, and just kind of take control of that ball and put himself into a good position with possession to try and make the 1v1 rather than trying to force him out of position with a power shot. The power shot ends up kind of taking that player out of position, but you're now forcing it to where your second man has to make the play. And in 2v2, you're kind of putting yourself into a situation where that guy is having to decide to go in or out of position.
What
Great
a chow
save
from Oakland, man. Stepping up. And that was a beautiful play from Keens to kick it off the half wall and bring it back out front. And Oakland gonna bring it downfield and make it a 1-goal game. That's that V1 buff coming in.
I was about to say,
yes, sir.
It's that nice looking anodized new V1 esports decal, the home decal. Find that everywhere now inside your local esports shop inside of the game. If you guys don't have it, what are you doing?
Shamed on you. That's what I will say. Supersonics rocking the home. I had to get on that B mode grind, and I just caught the away one, man. These are some snazzy new skins, and they did V1 right, making these things all purdy like. Now Cloudy, a one-on-one opportunity against Dorka in the goal. Can he fake him out? Beautiful save, but it's the rebound from Oakland and a tie ball game with a minute to play.
Great decision here. Again, what I've been talking about in 2v2. That second man commits. If he commits at the wrong time, it's immediately basically a goal back the other way. Great decision from Oakland, seeing that there's no way Dorka's going to be able to turn that momentum to get back to that ball. Decides to commit in from the midfield before his teammate's back. That is a smart decision. That is a great decision to go forward. on that one. So they tie it back up 4-4 here, and yeah, they're making a game out of this one, making them work around Dorka. Gonna catch him out of position, cuts it back inside over that back shoulder, and not a chance Dorka's getting back. Great play, Oakwin stepping up huge here for the park.
Man, yeah, that was great ball control. Dorka commits hard to that right side and, you know, pulls it back on the short side. Beautiful play from Oakwin, and now SLP with the lead with 45 to play here, game number 1. And I mean, you know, if you're going to take out a team like Burnsville, you got to start in game 1, and Cloudy adds to the tally.
Burnsville who? Cloudy and Oakwin aren't acting like they're playing Burnsville. They're playing confident, up and making those touches time and time again. Great play out of them as they come through. Now up 40 seconds. I mean, there's definitely 2 more goals left in this game, but the pace it's been going at, this 10 goals so far in 4.5.
Yeah, absurdity so far. Dorka trying to bring it back, realizing that it's no more play time, but it's stopped at the goal line again. Oakwin standing tall, now an open goal, and Cloudy's gonna walk it into the net, man. You cannot make this up. What a stance from Oakwin on both ends of the pitch, man.
Yo, Oakwin, you go back there, man? Like, are we sure? Can we get a check on him? Does he have Torment playing on that V1 skin for him? Like,
for real.
Dodging the demo, getting the save, pushing it to the side where it's open for Cloudy also. It's not just that he dodged the demo, got the save. He put the ball where his teammate could make use of it as well. Huge play from Oakwin. Now up 3. They're looking to close it down. You know, I'm going to call it. I feel confident that we're not getting 3 more goals in this one. And I'm going to say, I'm not going to say huge upset, but I'm going to say that that's an upset first win. I think the expectation is that Dork is coming in kind of his season, and Cloudy's here with his boy Oakwin making huge saves on the back line to say, nah, we're not worried about Burnsville. It's St. Louis Park's year.
Dude, an exceptional way to kick off this best of 5 series, right? And you have to come in and set the tone, right? If you are St. Louis Park, you have to come in and upset Burnsville. You got to shake them up a little bit, right? Because for the majority of that game, it was in Burnsville's control, right? Ball possession, the opportunities. It was SLP consistently trying to claw back, making these heroic saves at the goal line. And in the end, man, it's those overcommits coming out. It's SLP getting those big upset plays, those 50s starting to go their way. I mean, Oakwin had 2 goal line stuffs on Dorka, right? And one of them, like you said, he was getting hunted for a demo to open that net up because they know Oakland put up the brick wall. So Burnsville now definitely going to be like, you know, blinders are on and they are going to be in a mode for game number 2. I mean, they know they got to even this thing up.
I'm expecting that we're going to see Dorka come through and start to kind of try and find his way through, do the 1v1, try and channel his inner BMO and see if he can come through and start causing some of these 1v2s and get through. We're very used to seeing Dorka kind of go off in week 1, right? They were having the time of their lives, up flip resets, double flip resets, throwing every possible thing you can imagine mechanically at that other team. I think right now they haven't felt comfortable doing that yet because Cloudy's been so good about initial challenges and making sure that there's not just a free roll up the wall. You let Dorka get control and possession over that ball, that's when he's going to be problematic. I don't think was Kins the one that played with him on week 1?
No, he was. This is the same squad.
Okay.
Same squad here.
I'm trying to remember if it was Kins or not.
I will say, man, Oakwin has grown as a player over his years. He's become a monster on the defensive end. Keynes can't quite get that rebound attempt. Cloudy trying to kick this thing through the midfield, going to get a demo, and now tries to bump Dorka out of the way as well. Just being a nuisance, man.
Early.
Uh-oh, Keynes with a nice shot, and yes, sir, that is on. All day long, Keynes is going to knock that one home. Good pressure from Dorka, keeping it in the offensive zone, challenging Oakwin, and there's Keynes right there to put that one away. So Burnsville coming out early and netting the first.
Yeah, the problem there was it was actually great heads-up awareness. Again, that second man, I'm going to talk about it all day long because in 2v2s, it's so important when you decide to go forward. It's kind of like being you're always a third man. If you're not on ball, you're third man. It's up to you. If you make a wrong decision, it ends up being the fault of that second man. But he sees Cloudy swing all the way out, go boost, expecting his teammate to get it, thinking he can go grab the 100 rather than pick up pads in front of the net. Open net. Keynes took all the time in the world because he was granted that opportunity. makes that play, puts the shot right down the middle. No, nothing fancy, not trying to do anything crazy, just going, you know what? We lost the first game. We need a goal. I'm just going to put it on net. So perfectly placed shot, great decision from him, and great recognition of the opportunity being presented to him and making use of it.
Dude, great work from Oakland. Getting this ball all the way downfield with nothing in the tank, contesting the entire way and bumping. I mean, just SLP playing a physical game right now, right? Getting in the way of Burnsville. Now Dorka back downfield and the demo for good measure. And you just can't play like that, Dorka. That's foul play.
Yeah, you see the ball chip up, and as soon as he's ahead of it, and I see the afterburners kick on again, I was like, oh, he's gonna be a bully here. Chasing him down. Dorka pops it high, says, you know what, this ball's definitely going in. All I got to do is beat one, and by beat one, I don't mean put the ball around him. I'm just gonna take him off the pitch.
Yeah, man. No, you got to do what you got to do. Down one here, the old school dodgeball.
On.
Oh, wow. Keen's going to add to the tally, and Burnsville showing up no mercy so far in game number 2. Still over half of the game left, but St. Louis Park desperately going to need the next one, right? You can't really fall down 4-0 to this Burnsville squad. That's going to feel like a never-ending chasm that you've sunk into. So St. Louis Park definitely looking to net this next one. And now awkward placement from Keynes here. A little bit troubling.
Yeah, a little sketchy there. Definitely questionable. I think he was trying to actually get a hold of that on the other side, on the other fender to try and push it forward and get that little bit of a speed boost. Maybe come off the wall and kind of catch and do a wave dash forward to make a play out of it, but it caught on the wrong side of his car, and there was you could definitely see that bit of, oh no, the panic in the body movement of that car. Dorka just going to bang one downfield. Should be able to finish that up. No, never mind. Inside the post. No problem at all. 4-0. Burnsville playing clean here. And just trying to get, they're not trying to have what happened in game 1. They're like, you know, we messed around too long. It's time to get serious.
For sure. You know, and Dorka is one of those players where no matter where he gets a touch on that ball, I mean, he's always going to be able to put it towards or on that net. So, you know, really that second man, if he's not high, you're going to get scored on from these long goals or even the close goals. I mean, it doesn't matter. When Dorka gets into this mode like we're talking about, he can just take over games, especially in twos.
Yeah, it's a tough situation here. So on the side of St. Louis Park, they both actually go on the kickoff. You typically want to have somebody cheat in twos. You want to have that secondary man cheat, but as soon as something goes wrong, the person cheating has to recognize what's going on. That primary player is usually off of their off the kickoff going to get swung towards that left or right side and end up going for a side boost. The person that cheated actually decided to go for the other side boost, which means literally the entirety of the field is just open real estate. That second man's really, even if you're low on boost, you've got to be comfortable going back and just trying to cover the net. Cloudy, no touch.
Just over 2 minutes left of play here. Game number 2. SLP still shut out for the time being, and Burnsville have been putting on the pressure, man, from start to finish. A beautiful pass. You can't make that up, man. That's a dime from Dorka to Keynes. Look at this, man. Off the back wall, too.
That's just
direct pass.
That's just great decision from Keynes, right? Dorka's going to go for that. You don't know if he's going to get the pinch and it's going to rocket across, like rolling on the wall. You don't know if it's going to go up, go down, but he does know that ball is going to go to the right, and you can see at the beginning of the play, he actually swings super wide right to make sure that he's going to have the Oakland's going to score one. I'm going to finish my thought, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
To have as much of a clean look at that ball as he possibly can.
Yeah,
and right here, both players coming in, playing the same corner. A lot of times you don't want to be on top of each other while moving. You can travel, if you divide the field up into like a grid, like split it down the middle and split it into 3 down the end, so you got 6 squares. You typically don't want to operate within that same section of the field unless you and your teammate are going the opposite direction. That time, both in the corner, both on the near post, and then the shadowing in,
good demo,
in tandem. And again, a secondary play, immediate follow-up here out of St. Louis Park is going to get them a second goal. So not a lot of time to work with, but in twos, there's plenty of time there to get something done. So good play there from Cloudy to open the way and let Oakland come in and make the goal.
Yeah, down 4 now. So, you know, one more goal, and I'd say it gets interesting, but you got to do it in a timely manner. Right now, 1:30 on the clock. So
double commit.
Yep. Early pressure here from Burnsville, getting back into this SLP zone. Cloudy doing his best to figure it out, but Dorka waiting here. Now going up top. It's Oakland for the challenge. I love it. Out of boost now, so going to have to try to gather a little bit as Keen's at the midfield, gonna bring this back, has a one-on-one on the goaltender. Perfect opportunity for a flick shot, won't happen. Cloudy with the defense. And now
Cloudy.
opportunity.
Oh,
Opportunity.
350.
Oh, he
No!
doesn't commit. He doesn't
He
hard
tried,
commit.
he tried to fake him off. He was trying to get Keynes to bite, and I think that he had enough space that he could have actually just tucked that one inside the near post because he's already outside the ball. But it's one of those ones where it's kind of a hard decision to make a play. It doesn't matter, though.
No.
At the end,
Wow,
St. Louis Park will get one, but that precious time on the clock given up. You give up 7-8 seconds, you're under a minute, you're in the 60-second drill. I mean, this is one of those, there's no timeouts like we got in the NFL or anything. You got to make use of every single one of those seconds. We'll see if that ends up biting them by not taking that goal there.
Yeah, Cloudy, normally one of those players not afraid to go for that commit, but second-guessing himself at the end there. Oakland going to deny in that slot area. Keynes with the follow-up. Cloudy now trying to beat past Dorka. That's been a very solid defender throughout game number 2, but missing on that ball. Trouble. 30 seconds now, just under that. Burnsville just got to keep it out of their zone, right? They are still up 3. They're sitting pretty. St. Louis Parker under the 8 ball right now. Time running out, and it's getting less and less likely as Burnsville just continuing to drain this clock.
Just it seems like one of the things that I am noticing habitually for Dorka is that transition period where he's going for the ball in his own corner, when he's coming out of the corner onto that back wall, when the ball's coming through there, seems to be a hard spot. I mean, it's a tough spot to read, but it seems like ones that he's trying to make time and time again. They are going to get this one done, but that might be a little window for success there. If you get Dorka in that corner to try and feed the ball off of the corner just to make it kind of an awkward bounce, I'd say he's missing more than half of those, and you get that isolated one-on-one, or if you come through with the ball, you might have with a 2v1. That might be a little ticket for some teams to take a look at. Sorry, Dorka. But
hey, it's our job, man.
You've been having a little bit of a rough time there in that corner. They're definitely getting it done. You can definitely tell that there's less doubles. And Keynes and Dorka are starting to cover more of the pitch, and they're starting to do those wide ones where when they have possession, Dorka's staying with the ball and he's forcing you to look at him, and both defenders are looking at him, and Keynes is doing that play where he's playing out wide. He's making sure that he's back far enough that if he needs to turn his momentum back to make a save, if they do, chip it downfield, he's not just giving them an open net, but he's playing wide so that he has that angle and that good look on net time and time again. So
For sure.
Definitely a game plan change up there for Burnsville as they tie up this series 1-1.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got a playmaker like Dorka, and that's kind of what I alluded to, right? Keynes knows that if he lets Dorka get that space, give that kind of freedom to make those plays, all he's got to do is be in that right position, right? So many guys are known for being in the right position, right time, and putting away those free goals or loose balls sitting around. So great play from Keynes and Dorka there in game number 2 to even up the score at 1 apiece. We get ready for game number 3 and another one to kind of change momentum here. St. Louis Park going to want to get back on the horse right from the get-go here, and we'll see who gets the better of this first minute of play.
So great decision there. So that's what I was talking about the last game, where they kind of both went wide off the kickoff. That time you saw them go forward. Cloudy was the one cheating and immediately decided to turn back, grab his back corner rather than challenge for the boost. Oh,
not going to happen.
I call that defender. I call that defender number 6. Usually when we're playing 3v3s, crossbar. Unfortunately, going to be brutal on them, and Dorka's just going to take it back the other way. You typically got, well, I guess we call it defender 3, 4, and 5 here in 2v2. You got the left post, the right post, and the crossbar. The strongest defenders in all of Rocket League.
For real, man.
They're brutal. Yeah, they're not kind. They're mean. For anybody that watched the RLCSX season with V1, just inside. I thought that might go a little bit wide. I had a chance of coming off, but he actually slots that perfectly. So the immediate clapback, what actually, one of the newer ways I've heard it described, I guess FDOT came up with this, and Adam brought it up. Lawler was bringing it up recently. Low latency, immediate response, right? That immediate kickoff, the equalize, any of that energy, that hype, the good vibes that you get off that goal, immediately taken away, right? You're trying to take the wind out of the sail, punch a hole in that sail immediately, and they do just that. So 1-1. Basically starting the game over. We'll call it 0-0, 1-0. Make that 2-1.
Great
Great placement. The delay.
Yeah, man. Beautiful setup. Keen's off that right side post. Dorka just getting out. Perfect positioning and just puts it right back. Close corner. Beautiful goal. And now 2-1 lead here. Burnsville up and sitting nice. Contested though early. I mean, you know, Park doing a good job so far. Keens, however, having another go. Can't get it under the defender, Cloudy. But now Dorka on the follow-up. Oakland out of boost, and that 100 gets taken away, so desperately looking to refill that tank. Dorka with a great ball. Now an opportunity and a good position on that shot. And man, oh man, this guy is just finding some new angles, man. This is, it's not the most powerful shot, but it's the placement, right?
Yeah, great placement. What's interesting to me right now is, right, we've seen the extent mechanically week 1 of what this Burnsville squad can do. We're now seeing what happens when Dorka runs into somebody knowing that he's not going to be given the freedom to do that, right? And what he's starting to do is he goes, I know that my fast aerials are better. I know that I'm the quicker player, so I'm going to let people come forward. I'm going to kind of slow down, bait them out, make them think I'm not going, and then beat them to the ball, put it somewhere they can't get. Does it again, beats them over the top, looks for the double off the backboard. Oakland a bit awkward here. Dorka looks for the bump. Nice placement from Keens, but no power to put any threat. Cloudy makes a great save, and he should be able to have possession over the top of Dorka here.
Cloudy.
As an option to pass.
Give and go, just a little bit far on it. Oakland does track it down, however, and now opportunity here. But Dorka contests, and now a free one. But Keens kicks it out a little far, and it's going to go up off the post. So lucky break for St. Louis Park, not giving one up there off the back of that commit. But it feels like, you know, they're having to double commit for some of these. A beautiful pass, shot a little high.
Couldn't get up for it in time. Had a little bit more heat than he was expecting on it. Dorka baits Cloudy in over 1. Has a little bit of boost in the tank to spend it. He's just going to go for the air dribble bump. Does he get it? He does. That's just mean. I think what does the RLCS Twitch chat say? I think that's a cringe goal, my guy. You can't just do that to people. What's wrong with you, Dorka?
Yeah, man, just brutal. He knows Oakland's been having some good defense, man. So if you can't beat him, right, you got to go in and knock him out of position. And
so
don't
if you
even
can't
allow
beat
him
him,
to make the save.
Actually beat him. Physically get in there and hit him.
Physically, yeah.
That'll get it done.
Yes, sir.
Oh, the rule 1. Will it be respected? Cloudy and Dorka out of the play, so we've got a 1v1 between Oakland and Keens. I like the respect. You know, I would definitely be calling you out. I would not be kind if the karma level, you just don't want to do it. Oakland, great save. Good challenge. The patience there. He should have a little bit more boost to spend. A great actual challenge there from Keens to make sure he gets high. You could tell that Oakland was going to chip that up.
And now just playing around, Oakland playing back towards the goal. But look at this, Keens just continues to refill 100% on the boost. And now Oakland having to come back, plays it off the back wall. Will it get the roll? Not going to happen quite. Time under the 2-minute mark now as well. So as long as this 1v1 is in effect, we'll have to see.
Don't you do it. Don't you.
Out. He did, man.
Boo. Boo. Boo in the chat. Boo.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Big boos.
Keens wants his big brother Dorka to step back onto the pitch, and now he's going to go for a demo as well. That's just bad manners. Dorka trying to bring it back downfield. Going to look for his teammate Keens, maybe. No.
Boo again. Boo again. Cringe goal. Cringe goal. you break up a rule 1, then you go down the field and you do this. You bring it. Man. You go find Big Bro and have him come in, and then you try to
bump city, man. Burnsville, they're making their own rules.
I get it. I get it. I don't. You know. I'm gonna have some words. I'm gonna have some words with Dorka in the MNCS chat later.
Yep. Talking about, you know, some of these.
You guys do that to a teammate too?
Yeah, I
like
know. It's unbelievable.
The disrespect.
St. Louis Park now under a minute 30 to play here, down 4, kind of the same spot we saw him last game. If they could get a couple early, you know, maybe there's a shot, but right now that morale and that momentum has been heavily on the side of Burnsville. I mean, you know, that opportunity at the start of the game with that crossbar going the other way. Oh, but Oakland going to get denied at the goal line. A beautiful save for Dorka. Now going back the other way. This could be trouble. Cloudy up to deny. Plays it nicely into the corner. It's Keens to gather, though. Oakland on the follow-up. Plays it out to midfield, but with 45 seconds on the clock, St. Louis Park almost out of time. Dorka going to gather, and then he's got a wide open net. But
Oakland careful
underneath.
Oakland actually looked to do. He tried to do the Dorka to him. He tried to go through and get the bump, get ahead of the ball. Just missed him, but was able to snag that away. I thought he was going to own goal it and shoot it back.
Yeah.
Interesting challenge
Goodness.
there.
30 seconds
Dorka?
now. And I think Burnsville, man, they just have such a comfy lead at this point. 15 seconds left. Spark not really finding anything here through the latter half of this one. Burnsville going to get one to go here. And Dorka, man, playing with his food a little bit here in game number 3. Lots of bumping. I mean, you know, where St. Louis Park had the advantage and that physicality early on in this series has completely swayed back into that Burnsville side of things, I'd have to say.
Yeah, it's coming off of just smart play at this point too, right? Like Dorka and Keens aren't necessarily doing anything crazy mechanically. They're just going, hey, we know there's a lot of space in 2v2. We're going to utilize that. We feel that we're better at the possession game. We're just going to try and play it around the first man, isolate the second, or play it around him, but at least try and isolate ourselves into 2v1s. How many times did we see either Dorka or Keens going down the pitch, getting ahead of the play, and just kind of letting them try to walk it in? You know, it's just smart, efficient play.
No, for sure. Right. And I mean, Burnsville has always been one of the smarter teams, right? This is one of the teams we're looking at as a true contender, and they're showing it, right? We talked at the start of the day. We said it was going to be one of their harder tasks up to date. And, you know, game 1 showed through, but then Burnsville started playing less of that challengey, giving them time and space game, and they started kind of controlling the tempo a little bit more, it feels like. So now, you know, down on match point, St. Louis Park, you know, gonna have to switch something up, gonna have to come with that aggression, but they have to play smart, right? The second they bring in that second man on these commits and they don't get the role, Burnsville is immediately capitalizing and punishing them, it feels like. So, you know, you're playing a dangerous game.
Yeah, there's times where Claudio's definitely trying to come in. He's trying to make that challenge and be that man on the front line for him and Oakland when their offense. It seems like he's the guy that's trying to keep the play alive. And he's overstaying just a little bit here and there. And in those moments, I think Dorka and them have recognized that that's what's going on. That's what's being attempted. And they're isolating those situations and they're punishing those. They are playing kind of defensively, or they're doing that midfield where Dorka kind of slow plays into it, waits till somebody's driving towards him, and then tries to snap and kind of be sneaky with his speed. Um, those two things are just working time and time and time again for the side of Burnsville.
For sure. And now we get into it. Game number 5.
It's just on.
Or
Yeah.
game number 4, rather. And Dorka, no surprise, man. 7 seconds into it. Match point, series point on the line here. And Dorka from the long range, man, he's just so threatening. If you don't have that man back, dude, this guy is going to find the back of the net. It doesn't matter where on the pitch. Always dangerous.
That one's going to go straight to Oakland. Yeah. Good little battle in the midfield. That's going to give Dorka an opportunity. He's going to try and shoot it straight under, and he actually doesn't get it under the bar, but he's able to still chase that down. He had the 100% boost from the midfield, and that allows him to just know as he sees that it's going to go down, and he just homing missiles in on that
What a
thing.
beauty.
Great track down. Great chase there from Dorka, showing off not just the mechanics, but the ability to read the play and where it's going to be and how quickly he's able to adjust for that. So, Oakland now shoots one downfield. Dorka's going to have to get back out in front of it. Danger as it kind of stops in the box, and immediate touch off, and that's, again,
free.
Yep. And that's, again, one of those situations that they do so well. Once Burnsville has decided, hey, we want to win, we can see what they do. It is, again, they're going to use the bumps, the demos. That is the 2v2 rank. When you get to that level, you can listen to people like Calm talk about bumps and demos and how important they are, and in 2v2 getting really good at those. You can definitely see that style of play coming out now in the side of Burnsville.
For sure, man. It took Dorka 30 seconds to get a hat trick here. Game number 4. Setting himself up nicely for Burnsville to close out, but St. Louis Park, plenty of game time left, right? Down 3 early, but it's about the response and getting it at a timely manner. You know, not going down to the final minute and still being down 3 or 4 goals. But right now, Burnsville are causing problems in this offensive zone. Oakland from the corner will get stuffed up by Dorka. A little bit of room, but not a lot. Somehow gets past Dorka, up into the corner to play it. Can he get it out front for Cloudy? Not quite going to find it. Ball cleared back downfield, and Burnsville back on the pressure. And a good demo.
Oh, looked for the double. Almost had Oakland dead to rights as well. He narrowly dodges that one and is able to get himself to the sidewall and out of the way of immediate danger.
Good ball. Cloudy over the defender and under the bar. Great play indeed from Cloudy. Brings it up the half wall, and at a time where you got to get something going for St. Louis Park. Beats Dorka to the punch. Keen's waiting back, and yeah, gonna find the first one here. 3:32 to play.
It's all in that timing of saving that flip. He holds that flip to the last possible second, to where, as the defender, you're questioning whether he has it or not. Dorka hadn't left the ground, and Cloudy's like, haha, got you. Able to use that flip and perfectly place that underneath the bar, as you were saying. Awkward little recovery there from Cloudy as he puts himself out of the play, causes Oakland to have to make a diving touch to come back and sweep the line. This might work out. Cloudy chips one up, looks for the bump on Keens and can't get it. Misses again as he comes back through. It's going to be awkward. Does he have a way through? Oakland finds his way. Can't get the pinch. He actually wanted to just rocket that one down the sidewall. Ran out of boost and couldn't get enough into it.
Uh-oh, Keens out front. Good ball from Cloudy. Kicks it back up top, but now Dorka on the challenge. Off the back wall. No follow-up yet. Oakland jumping backwards. Nothing on that touch, and luckily Cloudy's there to make the save, man. St. Louis Park need to get this ball out of their zone if they want any hope at bringing this one back, because one thing you can't do is let Burnsville unload a barrage of shots like that, and it's Cloudy to bring it back downfield and find his second of the game. And now, down one.
Yeah, defense is, look, you can definitely tell the pressure of back against the wall, have to win game in this best of 5 is affecting them defensively. But once they get out into open space, you can see the comfort of Cloudy and Oakland on the offensive side of taking those moments, especially in Cloudy when he gets these 1v1 isolations. He's been doing a great job with those, getting around Dorka, getting around Keens, regardless of who's there, being able to make the plays. But the defense has been a bit scrambly.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, this is one of the, I am scared to say it, one of the lesser amount of goals so far that they've allowed. Burnsville, yeah, man, that's why I wasn't gonna say it.
How could you? You even recognize the fact that you shouldn't be doing it, and then you try to commit to it anyways. I'm messaging Cloudy after this and being like, I just want you to know this is Skeptor's fault. I didn't do this.
I'm so sorry.
He did it to you. He was like, I recognize the power.
Myself.
He's like, I have caster powers. I shouldn't do this. And then he did it to you anyways.
Yep. I apologize, St. Louis Park. I mean, down 2 now with 2 minutes to play. So plenty of game time left to bring that one back. I'll take the blame for the 4th goal of this set. They were bulletproof and defensively sound until I opened my big yap. So here we go. Keen's out front. And okay. Yeah, it's my fault. It is my fault.
Yeah, all of this, everything... we're just going to go with the entire series as a whole at this point, I'm
going to hang them up after this.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Little chip shot. Awkward for Cloudy there.
Like the changeup. Cloudy's been expecting those fast shots. He's been defending them nicely, and then they start going slow. Great adaptions from the Burnsville Blaze throughout this set. Dorka and Keens really showing up and showing that, potential #1 seed and #1 threat for winning state, right? This is a team, St. Louis Park, considered, top 5, top 7-ish, but now just kind of falling apart here within the last minute 30 match point for Burnsville and looking to take it here.
Oakland just off the ball. Keens actually looking to chip him out, and instead he gets a piece of Dorka. Keens doesn't care about the ball at all. He's just going to try and chase Cloudy down. He's making it awkward. Catches him, picks him up, dribbles him for a second, hits him again.
Good 50, and that one just down and on net?
Oh, just
goes high. Cloudy beats the 50 down low. Okay, Oakland. I love it. I love
Oakland,
it. You didn't need to steal that, though. Yeah, that was bit.
That's just a thief in the night. Cloudy does all that work, the perfect placement underneath it. You're going to take that from him?
Yeah, maybe if
they're laughing about it for sure.
I mean, a minute down 2, right? A minute down 2.
That's an infinite amount of time in 2v2 to get 2 goals. It's absolutely doable, especially when it's only one more goal.
What a save!
No! He flipped forward instead of going for the right side flip. Had he gone ahead and actually flipped to the right or diagonal to the right, it would have put him in front of it and he would have just boxed that ball back in, but he tried to just go for pure speed rather than play for the challenge.
Yeah, man, the box out, and then Keens with a magnificent save, somehow keeping Burnsville in it. That could have been an absolute momentum shifter, only down 1. But now it's just under 30, and it's Oakland and Cloudy in desperation mode. 20 seconds here. If Dorka can put in the nail, and that could do it, but it's at the goal line, and it's Keens to put it away. And it feels as though St. Louis Park hopes are starting to fade here Oh my goodness, man. The bounces, there's so many close bounces this series that have gone the way of Burnsville. And it's starting to pay through here in the end. 18
Ye
on the clock.
Yeah, that pressure has just kind of gotten to them a little bit as it's gone on. We saw them start off early, very, very quick, making great touches each time. And as it's gone on and the pressure's kind of built up, you can see them trying to go a little bit faster than they're comfortable and been just off the mark a couple times. And that's led to Burnsville being able to come in, kind of punish those mistakes. And in the end, what lets some of these score lines kind of balloon out like that, Burnsville definitely was up against their toughest task this far, going up against the St. Louis Park. But in the end, Burnsville, just a bit too much for them.
Yeah, man, Burnsville, showing through in the end, right? Game one, we were all a little bit shocked seeing St. Louis Park storm out of the gate. They came back
Yeah.
and they took it by storm. But then games 2 and 3, where it really felt like the Burnsville monsoon, man. Everything and anything and everything went their way, right? The touches, the demos, the bumps, you name it. The synergy was really showing through, and they stopped playing around, right? Game 4 is where it felt like Park were fighting back. And there was that opportunity until I did, the most unforgivable thing as a caster, the sin of all sins. I'm gonna go, wash my face and
Man,
hands and pray for forgiveness after that
two
one
two
because
sins. We had them commit a sin. You committed a sin. It's just it's rough, you know.
yeah,
You kind of
it's
said Burnsville there was kind of being the monsoon. Really, St. Louis Park needed to be the monsoon to try and put that fire out.
I know.
Burnsville came through. They were a bit too much for them. So 3-1, but they do take a game down off of them. So St. Louis Park showing that Burnsville can bleed.
Yeah, man. So, that's always a good sign seeing a number 1 seed or number 2 seed, whatever you want to say right now, kind of taking a little bit of fire, but they reacted nicely how you want to see a top team do it. I want to give a quick second to give a shout out to our partner and primary sponsor here at Mnvl, version 1, guys, V1. Me and my man Supersonic are repping. We're repping in game with the V1 decals. If you haven't gotten on that, make sure you do it. Okay. We talked about that earlier, so I'm going to focus on some other stuff, guys. Version 1 allows all of our players to play in our league for free, right? No registration fees, none of that. All of that covered thanks to our good friends over at V1, man. They have the same goals, same initiative as us. They have some awesome programs and initiatives going on, right? If you go to version1.gg, they got the Vibe Squad, okay? This is an opportunity in an area to get an entry foot into esports. You meet all the greatest kind of people in the world, right? People that we're all involved
It's
with.
It's a ton of fun. Yeah,
Oh,
Vibe
yeah.
Squad. So I was actually just at Esports Business Summit over the past week, and working the Tempest Awards as well as one of the awards presenters. And actually, the Version 1 Vibe Squad was up for nominated in one of those categories. Really cool initiative. Definitely, if you're looking for ways to get in, if you're a fan of V1 Rocker when they run events, come
For
out,
sure.
hang out, hype everybody up, get to be a part of the fun. Definitely a cool thing. And they've
For
always
sure.
got amazing stuff going on. They're always trying to be involved in just about everything. It's one of the reasons that me and Lawler feel so blessed to have gotten to land with Version 1. Always out there trying to do something for the fans,
Yep.
give people opportunities to work their way into esports, inclusivity through things like visionaries.
Yep.
Just so many different initiatives going on over there. So if you guys haven't, like you said, version1.gg, it's got
Yep.
every social link on there. If you're trying to keep up with the teams, active scores, what's going on, merch shop, all of it's
Yep.
right there for you.
Yep. So yeah, community as well, right? Scholarship programs. So like, big opportunities for you guys to go out there, check it out. We thank Version 1 for sticking with us, guys. This was our first banger of a series out of 3. Don't go anywhere. Get your popcorn, get your drinks. We're coming back in a short break. And I mean, more awesome Rocket League coming soon. So stay tuned, guys. Welcome back to Sunday Mnvl Rocket League action, folks. You just witnessed a pretty baller Series 1 between Burnsville and St. Louis Park. I am still joined in the booth by my main man, Supersonic. How are we feeling after that first series?
Man, feeling good. That's a great series to start off the day. That was one of those ones back and forth. We had an unexpected first W coming through out of up against Burnsville from St. Louis Park. We then saw obviously St. Louis Park switch over to high efficiency 2v2 play, which some people are gonna like, some people are not. It's dirty, it's in your face, it is a wheel
It's a
to wheel,
battle.
bumper to bumper. It is a battle. It's aggressive.
Yes, sir.
I love seeing it. They just executed that game plan a little bit better than St. Louis Park, but yeah, what a way to kick off the day.
Agreed. And now here we get ready for game number 2 featuring Monticello. So excited to see this school, a team we don't get to feature quite often. So happy to see them coming out for the stream today, taking on Rogers Blue. So the secondary team of this Rogers squad, we know Rogers as the back-to-back state champs, right? These guys were, dangerous for a while. Very good squad with that Ren, Blue, and Yumo trio. But now we have switched to 2v2s, and obviously that means somebody had to go. And now Yumo making his way with Stinger on this squad of blue. And we've seen Stinger in the past, so I'm kind of excited to see how these two play together, taking on Arctic Moon and Double Foe for the side of Monticello Magic. So getting ready to load into game, folks, and I'm about ready to get into this one too. So excited to see how these two teams are going to compete. Both of them coming in at a 1-1 record. So lot to play for here. 2-1, a whole lot better than 1-2, and your chances of making state really kind of start to shift, I think, from this week 3 here.
Yeah, you can start seeing things like, it's kind of like the standard conversation. It's like 1 point of information is fluke. 2 points is starting to see a pattern. Third time, that's an absolute pattern. So these game three or these third week, you start really kind of getting a more clear idea of what's going on with these teams and how they're going to perform. Yumo through the midfield, going to have the boost, secures it, should be able to go up. Can he make use of it? Gonna just drive it right in. Great play from Yumo, actually.
Yeah,
Secures
great
that side
start.
boost, that little trap there to roll it up the wall. Throws Arctic right off of the scent of the ball, and Yumo's able to just carry that one through and catch it right underneath the bar over the top of double.
Dude, some interesting car selections coming out. I think one of them is the NASCAR car or something like that. That thing's wild. I don't think I've seen that one in MNVL yet. So breaking the bank. Stinger with a beautiful shot, but saved by Arctic Moon, and the challenge going to deny Yumo. So Monticello making some good defensive efforts here back at the goal line, but
Oh,
Rogers is staying on this pressure, and Yumo's got an open goal.
got it? Yeah.
And another one put in early here. Rogers Blue getting out to that early pressure, man, and I can't say I'm too surprised. Double Foe goes for that boost in the corner, but doesn't think ball first, and it ends up costing him 2-0 lead the way of Rogers.
Yeah, always gotta look for that ball over boost rather than boost over ball situation. That swing over actually could have been one where they could have gotten the touch because Stinger had that extra touch coming across the line, which forced Yumo to have to go really wide because it kind of popped up. But because Double Foe, when the ball popped high, saw that as a, hey, he's not going to have that shot.
What a
Ooh,
save.
great save. Arctic blasting across the line. But that opportunity opened up and it allowed Yumo to go, hey, I can stay in on this play. We can actually make use of this, and is able to get outside of that ball, cut it back in. Stinger, though, she's going to be up against Arctic and Double Foe, just trying to make it awkward for them, put a little extra pressure. The touch is there from Yumo, but a good touch from Arctic forces that ball high.
I like it, man. So some good defensive efforts coming out with this dominance. I was talking about the car selection, but so far Arctic Moon making good work in that defensive zone with this dominance. Now going for the aerial play. Going to tap it up.
For the bump.
Might be on.
Oh, gets it.
Might be
Yes.
on. Look at that. Arctic Moon goes up top. Puts a little chip shot on it, right? Nice height on it.
Great
really
heads-up
hard
play.
to contest.
Oh,
Stinger
just
goes
missed it.
up, but just can't find the touch. And now Monticello making it a 1-goal game.
I thought that they got a hold of Stinger. She actually just jumped, felt the pressure of that player coming down and jumped a little bit early and ends up on the wrong side of the ball as it goes by. Little block there from Stinger. Yumo, wait a moment, find the opportunity to make the play on the ball.
I do like the pressure that
Got
I'm
for the
seeing
demo.
from Mnvl. Ooh, and now the bump as well, being aggressive. So not shying away by any means. And now Arctic Moon going back the other way in a one-on-one, has Stinger to beat, but a beautiful save coming out from her back at the goal line, denies that one and keeps Rogers in the lead.
Yeah, Shea makes a great decision there. The patience, waiting for the opportunity. Yumo won't be able to get back outside of this one to box it back in, but at least he's going to get that 50 from Arctic Moon. That'll give the opportunity for Stinger to come through, chips it up. Yumo actually wasn't ready for that, so doesn't play forward.
Monticello, the one thing I am seeing though is communication's got to be a little bit off, because a lot of times Double Foe and Arctic Moon catching themselves going for the same ball, and a team bump sets them way out of position here. And then they got to go chase it, and Yumo's got a wide open goal. So got to work on that communication, who's going, who's not.
It's to really figure out in 2v2, it's a little bit easier to kind of figure out than 3v3. It's this person's on the ball, and you cannot double commit in 2v2. It's a sin in 3v3. It's a cardinal sin here in 2v2. You just cannot do that. You got to make sure that you're allowing your player who's forward to have that opportunity to make the play, and that's an open net. Good way to just kind of take the time, line that up, and Stinger puts one right on net. She secures the 4th goal here. Just under half a game left here to play in game number 1.
Yeah, Arctic Moon, chips it off the wall. Wanted to try to get it a little bit out of the zone there, but, bumps it right back out off the wall past the Stinger, and she capitalizes. And now Rogers Blue up 4-1 in game number 1 here of our 2nd series on the day. Good bump ball for Yumo. Double Foe. Oh, that's unlucky, man. That one hurts the soul.
Yeah, that's just a read there from Yumo, kind of understand what's going on. Landing and knows from the angle that ball's going to be on that right side of Double Foe's car, and just says, I might as well, as I land, just hit the brake and park it here, see if this ball rolls to me, and it does just that. Falls right onto his nose, and he's able to just force it through. So, shot, Arctic, up a little early on. Yeah, got on the wrong side of that ball and ends up cutting it towards the outside corner.
Now tries to gather. Double Foe takes it off the nose of the car there. Stinger thinking about going for it. Double Foe missing out on that touch. And now a nice shot coming out from Yumo, but a good save from Arctic Moon. And now Monticello running out of time to pull this one back. The 4-goal limit, right, hitting this 130 mark. This is that danger zone that we saw St. Louis Park and Burnsville in time and time again. But it's Yumo to find another one. Now with a 6-1 lead here, and Rogers really taking command of game number 1.
Yeah, Yumo's really doing some good play. There's definitely some communication there between the two of them, where he's acting like he's in the area because they're looking at Yumo, and it seems a bit hesitant to challenge him. So he'll kind of follow the ball back, wait for that opportunity, allow Stinger to come forward, and in that moment, they do travel, kind of how I was talking about. You don't want to travel through that same part of the pitch going the same direction. So what they do is they actually swap out. So Yumo's coming back, will drive by, let Stinger pick it up, and he immediately swings his momentum time and time again to cover the middle of the field. So they just have that field presence. So he's there if they need to come back, or if the opportunity comes up for him to come forward and attack like they did on that last play, he's there for that as well. So there's definitely an active decision-making going off from Yumo to try and feed that ball back over to Stinger.
Arctic Moon comes out with a demo, and he beats one, but he can't get the touch on the ball. Now with a minute left to go, Monticello not getting their roll, and it feels as though this game number 1 kind of being handed over the way of Rogers Blue now at this point. And Yumo going to get another one to add to it. The Brazil achieved 45 seconds still, though. So, Monticello can get a couple more. They've had some good chances still.
Yeah, it's really just been the finish, right? They've created some opportunities. They've had some moments where they're able to isolate a player, and they have those two come forward, and there's almost a little too much eagerness on the attack that they end up kind of just wide or just underneath the ball, rather than taking that one little extra beat, that one extra breath to really make sure you've lined yourself up. If you're feeling that pressure and you're chasing that ball down, you have to think the defender is also under that kind of pressure, and there's a possibility of them making a mistake. Play for that mistake.
Yep. Getting a little excited, getting a little jumpy on some of those plays. So, waiting on maybe game 2, it's something that gets addressed. They talk about it a little bit more, but as of right now, Monticello down 7-1, 10 seconds on the clock. Double Foe trying to get it back, turned the other way, trying to get one for the road. But it seems as though Yumo playing this one to the corner and trying to escort it out of his zone and just wind down the clock. And Rogers Blue going to walk away with a 7-1 victory here in game number 1 against the Monticello Magic. And now we get ready for game number 2. Game 1 is traditionally where we see the so-called blowout, right? Game 2s are where things tighten up. So hopefully, for the side of Monticello, they can kind of realize, Yumo getting a lot of these opportunities. Arctic Moon had a lot of success when he was contesting him, right? Going out and challenging him, not giving him that space. So we'll have to see how they kind of play it out. But I'd really like to see less of the double commits and the communication clean up a little bit for the side of the Magic.
Really on the side of the Magic, it's on the offense where the double commit's coming, right? A lot of times those goals came back the other way as they both sweep in tandem through that near corner, and you can kind of do those types of plays when you have a third man in 3v3, right? Your third man's in the midfield. You both come through and challenge one person on the wall. They're looking to chip it down immediately and then allow that player on the inside of the wall to kind of chip that back in on the near side post, or just put a power shot behind the defender back into the back post. But you're really looking for small margins of error on either side. In that situation, if that player in the middle in the net gets the hit, that ball's going to go down the mid and it's going to cause problems on the back end that you've now got to try and go and cover. And you're as far out of position as possible. So I'd like to see maybe that second man just slow it down a little bit, look for the mistake, wait for the mistake. Because right now, you can't make mistakes. Rogers Blue
Yeah.
is capitalizing on those. They're doing a great job of it. And you were kind of talking about those challenges. I'd like to see those challenges happen a little bit more and not get hesitant when they see both players in front of them. When you see both players in the same spot, you should be there to challenge that for
Oh yeah.
sure. Because at that point, they have two people. If you win that 50 over the top or across, it's a completely open field.
Yes, sir.
They've been hesitating to kind of go for those. I'd like to see them get out there, challenge those a little bit earlier when there's two of them. That's a better opportunity for that challenge. Yumo's
Ball
gonna
goes
chip it off.
directly to Yumo off the bat of the kickoff, man. You can't make it up. A beautiful touch, the fast flip into it, beats his man, and now, I mean, yeah, dude, that's just perfect redirection. Goes over top of the goaltender, and Rogers Blue get right back to where they left off in game number 1. And now it's Monticello Magic facing down a 1-0, 4 seconds in, but a good kickoff win for Double Foe now.
Arctic Moon gonna have a lot of power in that shot, but it's gonna be off the backboard and Double Foe forward. That one not gonna make it in. Almost gets it. Yumo on that tight angle, but that double forward again just caused them to be in a very precarious situation. Stinger, she can't cut that one back in. She was looking to find it on that far side post. Good touch. That might be an opportunity for Yumo. He's gonna wait though, waiting for the mistake to come through or a free touch on the ball like he has now.
Here we have
Great pass.
Yumo back out front, and Stinger puts it home. A beautiful set play, and Rogers find themselves up 2-0 early. Yumo, the hard work in the corner, kicks it out front. Perfect position for Stinger as she slides up, beats the goaltender on the close side. So Rogers, man, making some good moves early here and finding themselves up 2-0 with just over 4 minutes to play here. It's
Yumo.
always forward, man, for Rogers. Always going forward, always taking space.
both
and real
up.
estate. Oh, yeah. Good
Oh, that one falls
shot.
in, though.
Oh, man. Arctic Moon not able to get that ball touched, and it just drops right in there, man.
Yumo, did you just chain dash on your little goal celebration down the sidewall? I don't think he's been.
Got it.
I don't think he's able. I don't think Yumo is good enough at that to just actively use it through normal gameplay. But definitely showing off that he understands how to do some of those mechanics. The chain dash. That's a pretty common one we see through the RLCS. Everybody kind of showing off like, hey, look at what I can do. And he's gonna come through and show off a little bit more, securing their fourth here in the first minute and 7 seconds. So coming out strong in game 2.
Man, dude, yeah. Unrelenting, wasting no time. Yumo just constantly pushing the issue, going forward, and then he's setting himself up, right? Going and tracking down the loose ball. He's first man to it. It feels like the time, and well, are we surprised? Not really, but the double commit and a wide open goal, and it's the Magic making it a 4-1 game, and it's Double Foe getting his first of the series.
Yeah, great touch there. Just floats it all the way down.
It's like the only time that car model is really good is when you're just like, you want a flat board to just flip up and smack that ball downfield.
Every Batmobile, every Dominus player, every breakout freestyle player, all don't like you for that.
Yeah,
saying that that's just the only time they're all like,
well, okay,
no.
it's not the only time. I love
No,
the
I know.
Batmobile. Don't get me wrong. Stinger
Yeah.
gonna make it a 5-1 game. It just feels like that's what it's perfect for, man. It's almost like baseball at that rate. You're just hitting the ball hard as you
Yeah.
can.
It's got a nice big wide
Oh
hitbox on
yeah,
it for
oh
those
yeah.
types of
I
hits.
mean,
They work
I love
great
it.
for flicks, ground play, really solid. And actually, just now realizing both players on that team playing the flat hitbox.
Yeah, that's the Dominus plus whatever the breakout. I think is what that other one is, right?
That's the Dominus. The other one, the is not the breakout. I don't know the name of it. It was the one that was kind of like the Indy car before they
Okay,
actually
before they
or
drop the NASCAR ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
before they put the Formula One car in.
Oh, right, right, right. No, I got you.
Yeah,
In
but
the
either way,
celebrating the festivities, man. The early snowflakes for Arctic Moon could just be staying true to the gamer tag as well, though. Arctic, you got to have some snowflakes on the car.
yeah, I feel like
Make
that's a
it
little
feel
bit
right.
of it's Arctic season right now.
Right.
Stinger gonna chip that one up over the top. That should give a free touch to Yumo back across. Will Stinger be there? Not quite ready. I think was going to try to secure a couple pads of boost in the midfield. Arctic gonna
Nice
just
ball
try and
forward.
just trying to beat him on speed.
Gathers nicely. Now back out to the midfield. Double has
A
to get a
bump.
touch on that, and a bump from
Oh.
Yumo, but it's off the post, and Double slides through to clear it out of harm's way for now. Arctic on the next ball will beat Stinger. Has Yumo to go for the goal. A nice deflection from him, and now ball back out to the midfield. Trying to stop on it, but it leaves it out in the open. Stinger tries to slide through, can't find the shot she was looking for. And now, with about half game time left, the Magic are only down 3 here. Monticello still have some room to work, but they cannot allow Rogers to find another one, right? They got to find this next goal. It is crucial.
Double foe.
Uh-oh. That's
actually kind of
that had me nervous. I'm not going to lie.
the nervous shouldn't be over yet because there's
Yeah.
still a problem.
Oh,
Stinger's problem
yeah.
is that crossbar is just way too good of a defender.
That
It's
fifth
going to
man.
reject that shot.
Absolutely not. The fifth man.
No,
has not
sir.
been
It
pretty
just
today.
matumboed, waving the
boy.
finger.
And another
now
post.
The post as well. Yeah, I'm sorry.
They're
The woodwork
activated.
is not going to respect those shots. It says if it comes anywhere near me, I will reject the shot. Arctic won't be able to cut that one back in. I would have liked to see the challenge stay on the ball there and force an awkward one because he was in a 1v1 against Stinger. Could have put it around her or like just chipped it into her, maybe fall in front of the net, let your second man come through. Got to make use of those 2v1s and those mismatch and the extra man when you can.
Much agreed. Making use of the extra man. Oh, wow. Good touch from Yumo. Directing it back towards this Monticello zone. Now trying to gather back in their zone. And a little miscom. Grabbing the boost, though, is Arctic. Gets it past Yumo. Stinger stops at the midfield. But now, Arctic, a chance to gather himself for a second. Has some boost, but not a lot. Yumo denies and now brings it back the other way. Double foe goes for a challenge. Will knock it off Yumo's car front for now. But, oh, nice demo coming through as well.
Good little
50
play from
seconds to
Arctic.
play left, man. Monticello got to get on this board here. Super if they want to make this one a game. Otherwise, it's still Rogers' game to lose.
Arctic over one, gets it past Stinger. Is that on
Ooh.
net? No,
Off
just
the
off,
post.
but the finish is there. Arctic cleans it up, brings it within 2. 40 seconds left or just under. Still time there. Actually gets it over the one, and Yumo tries to go for the bump, but because of the way they both jump at the same time, it just kind of dead stops Yumo and makes it real awkward, and then he can't recover to get back downfield to challenge that shot.
I love that. Good flip forward for himself. Catapulting that ball towards the net. Off the post. Finishes
Double
through. And now
foe.
double foe.
Finish.
Go boost to his name. Unlucky there. Good job getting back to home from Stinger and getting it out of harm's way. 20 seconds left. 2-goal advantage the way of Rogers. But Monticello desperately trying to pull this one back and give themselves a chance. As Arctic Moon beats one, beats the second. Can he finish? Double foe can't find it. He goes early. And now it's Rogers almost certainly walking away with game number 2, and that's a heartbreaker.
Pain. Oh, a couple
That is a
opportunities
heartbreaker.
there. Just pass like ships in the night. They come and go with nothing to show for it. But man, a lot of opportunities there. If they can start capitalizing on that, I can definitely see them taking down one of the games in this series. It definitely feels like Rogers Blue has a bit more execution on their game plan. They're getting more shots. They've definitely got the possession time. but you can see Monticello's defense kind of holding true and then looking for counterattacks. And I think that's probably their ticket to success. It's just got to have a bit more consistency on those finishes.
For sure, man. The finish, right? All Swedish, no finish coming out.
Ah,
We saw, I mean, time and time again, the early, right? So excited to get that loose ball, so excited for that second look, but you go a second early, you jump the gun, and the ball takes a rotation or a bounce you weren't expecting it to, right? Or granted, it could just clip off the top of your car. You're coming in early. So for the side of double foe, and for the side of Arctic Moon, I liked the aggression. I liked the ramp up of getting in the face of Rogers. You must take away their time and space if you want a shot at this. And for those follow up shots, it's just taking that breath, taking that half second to really wait out where this ball's going to go, and then going in for it. So a very close match nonetheless. Game two still goes the way of Rogers, and Yumo and Stinger still showing that dominance here through two, finding themselves on match point and a good opportunity to sweep. But Monticello still have a say here going into game three.
yeah, we're getting ready for game three. And once we switch over and this kickoff goes off, we're going to see Stinger up against Double Foe for the opening kickoff of game number 3. Be kicking off here right about now. There it goes.
Here
I
we
can see
go.
it click over, and Stinger, Double Foe. Stinger's going to just force it through. That's going to be awkward for Arctic, and it's just
My
going to go in
goodness.
immediately. First 2 games, they had a goal 4 seconds in both times. That wasn't good enough. This time, they're going to get it within 3. An opening goal once
Yeah.
again going
That's,
the way
That's like
of
the most
Rogers.
unlucky kickoff you can get. If you don't have a guy going directly to your goal, that's like the knock hockey. It's going directly into your net, and there's nothing you can do about it. 3 seconds is all it took for Rogers to strike first here on match point. A good save for Arctic Moon, but they're going to need a whole lot more than one save if they want to get past Rogers Blue right now. Double Foe. Got to come alive here in game number 3. Got to add more to this offense for the side of the Magic. Earn that
Car
name.
is that Yumo has
I
swapped
don't
over
know. That
to.
thing is ugly. I'm not going to play around. That
The,
thing is ugly. Good ball, though.
it.
The fifth man.
Oh, God. The
Oh,
finish.
Yumo with the finish. Look at how, like, just
At the endo?
boxy thing that thing is. I don't even know. I don't think I've
It's
seen that.
the Masamune. That's what it is. Thank you, production. I appreciate you.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout out production coming through with the knowledge that I don't have. I'm not
OG
used to.
Mnvl player.
I'm not used to seeing anything that's not an Octane or a Dominus or a Fennec in the RLCS. So
For real.
I lose the name of everything else because I don't know that another card gets played unless Flakes is on the pitch. So
Yeah. No,
Yumo
that's
gonna come through and finish it off once again. I think that one actually is using, so that's now our 3rd flat hitbox. I believe it actually uses the same hitbox as the Dominus. So
Yeah.
a
That
rare,
feels like it
rare game with 3 flat hitboxes in a 2v2. 75% of the pitch using that flat rectangle.
Yeah, dude, that's very interesting. The good thing about you joining the MNBL cast is you're gonna get your fair share of all these funky cars. We got the Merc coming out every now and then.
Oh.
We got all the good stuff. Yumo gets denied at the goal line from
By
Arctic
himself.
Moon. Yeah, but yeah, I mean it was a bit of an awkward touch.
Kind of carrying it in, and unfortunately, when you get on the outside edge of that ball and you try and cut it in, sometimes you end up a little bit ahead of it as you try to redirect it. Oh, can't get there. Great play shot from Stinger. Puts it really just on the back side of Double Foe, who's trying to recover off the sidewall. And by shooting it backwards or straight on, it really puts it in an awkward position for Double Foe to try to get to with no boost and having to try and get across the net like that. So, well played shot from Stinger. They're up 4-0. They mean nothing but business here in game number 3. They're looking to get in and out of this series.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
Finish.
another free ball to
Oh.
Yumo. Oh,
Okay.
is that a musty or the full
I mean,
reset? I mean, it was almost.
Technically, it's
Kinda.
it is the motion of a musty, but it's inverted.
Yeah, inverted. Yeah. So, I kind of like the style, pizzazz points, sure, but that fifth man, that fifth defender is getting his licks in tonight. That crossbar, no mercy.
That crossbar says if you're gonna do it and you want to flaunt, you're gonna have to do it cleanly. I'm not gonna let you just have it for free. You got to get it done. Yumo gets the
Stinger.
touch around 2. Stinger stays in the play inside the box to finish, and they're up 6-0 here. 3:26 still on the clock.
Yeah, this is the most dominant showing so far for this Rogers Blue team coming in game 3, wasting no time, giving no space, and allowing almost 0 touches, it feels like, for this Monticello Magic team.
Yumo A little too much power there. That's going to pop high, though. Stinger can jump early. A little bit of respect there. Stinger actually thought Double was going to go. I was expecting Stinger to go early, but when Double doesn't jump, Stinger says, I mean, if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, good aerial
Great
play.
placement,
Stinger
too.
going up, getting hers now, and I mean, completely in motion and flow state right now for Rogers Blue, man. 7-0 lead, just over 3 minutes of play left. Arctic Moon finally getting a good kickoff here for their side, but, you know, they have a long way to go to get back into this one.
Arctic Moon, sidewall, gets underneath and actually ends up giving the opportunity to Stinger to get a touch. Yumo gonna be able to just place that one back in. You can see the jump early, and it'll look like Yumo's gonna go wide of it, but trying to get to that outside edge to get that cut back in field, and the twist as the takeoff to swing that momentum, knowing that by the time he gets there, he's got to have the rotation of the car putting pressure that direction also. It's not just on the outside of the ball. You've also got to put that nose and that pressure back across to put it back on net. Perfectly executed air roll on the takeoff allows Yumo to just easily slot that one in. Stinger on the chase. Not there. Should be able to pump brakes and push that one in. No, Yumo's going to just cut in and finish it himself. 9-0 now.
Yeah, no
Runaway.
mercy. No mercy in this game 3. Stinger and Yumo just going at it. Comm's got to be just go, go, go. I mean, everything they're getting is going their way, right? No real threats against them that I've seen in game 3, right? No super real scoring opportunities for Monticello. It's just been start to finish Rogers Blue here in third and most likely final game. And now the demo's coming out. Stinger, have you no mercy?
I very much... I'm not sure.
Oh,
Arctic, great
Moon.
play. The little self dish off the wall, rolls it up around one off that mistouch from Yumo. Makes it awkward and knows that he's going to be chased from one side. He's got to get around and outside the ball. Dodges Stinger on the near post and slots
great.
it in on the backside. So great play there from Arctic Moon with a little solo play.
We've seen some good looks from Arctic Moon throughout this series, man. You know, we've seen some good looks. So, you know, it's just on working more with
another one.
Oh, yeah, an opportunity in the follow-up double foe. Just not even going to get a read on it. Yumo going to walk it in. 10-1. And that's the kind of game that you're playing when you play twos, man. If you miss as the second man, you better expect to get scored on 100% of the time. Okay, 99.9% of the time. Sorry.
Yeah, you got to remember, they still got 3 defenders back there.
Yep,
They got 2 posts and a crossbar. It's
Yep.
it's close to 100%, but not quite.
Not quite.
You know, it's definitely one of those ones that's rough. It's something you go back and you look at, and this is one of those ones where you can use the tape because it hasn't necessarily been like you're crazy outplayed through air dribbles, things like that. Yes, Yumo's done a couple and shown that they have it. Stinger, bit of speed, of course, as I'm saying things, goes up and does what I'm talking about. But there's really positional, and the communication is who goes at what time and having confidence in your teammate. Because if you're both going all the time and never doing that, you've got to let those mistakes happen to kind of grow. This is one of those ones that I think is probably a good one for the Orange Squad to go back, take a look at, and be able to revisit the tape and talk about what they can do going forward to kind of have that cleaner play. Run this one downfield. Get away with it. Get away with it. Cut it in. Just narrowly dodges that demo. Ends up eating it after the touch. Gets the shot. Gets the finish. So second goal here for Arctic Moon.
Yep. Gets another one to go here. 1:53 left on the clock. And I mean, you know, down 11-2 here. Not the best position to be in, but gonna do what you can here before it's all said and done. Double foe getting a win on the kickoff, but one player still at home defending the goal. Yumo now beats one defender. Can he beat the second? And he will. Indeed, he will. 12-2, 10 up here, and Rogers Blue, man, a statement win to, or not win. Sorry, I shouldn't say win yet, but man, yeah, Yumo. It's just the unrelenting aggression, right? Not giving him anything here in the third and you know, final game here.
Me personally, I prefer it that way, where if you're gonna play and you're the better team, go in, play it. You know.
Yep.
Play all the way through. Play till the clock ends.
Yeah, for sure. Arctic Moon now.
Trying
to go
shot?
for another. Yumo will save. Back in the goal here. Now bringing it back the other way with 1:20 left. Good 50 ball for double foe now. Back at midfield and Arctic up on the chow, but it's Stinger to kind of come out ahead in that one. And now Yumo wide open goal.
Oh, denied. Say wide open and Arctic's like, no. Not quite. 99% open. I'm there for that last 1%. Sorry,
Yep.
that second to last percent. Post had the one.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, as we
Underneath.
get ready, next series, we got Rogers Black, Umo's former squad mates, taking on Egan. So a very, very big matchup to close out our Rocket League Sunday as we get through the final seconds here. Rogers Blue, though,
Finish.
putting up. Oh, so close. Double's been getting so close. The timing's just a little bit off. Just a little bit more work with Arctic, maybe a little bit more twos play. And that communication can kind of get brought up a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
That's the good thing about MNVL is, you know, we see teams come from taking a tough loss like this, and then by the next time we catch them on stream, they have improved tenfold. So I'm expecting big things still for this Monticello squad. You know, that game 2 could have been a game, right? Could have been a game. So
yeah,
they're one
I think
or two
that
away.
there's some key success for them is going forward. Their play here when they don't double commit on defense and they do allow the one or the other one to work, they're really good at these catch, trap the ball, run it downfield, and punish overcommit from the other team and playing that quick counter attack. That's something that's a success story for them right here, right? The 3 goals coming off of the overcommits. That's something you should focus on. And how do we do that more often? How do we find ways to kind of fake challenge and pull teams into this? How do we make that happen for ourselves more often? That's definitely a successful way to get through teams that are going to have those higher mechanics, teams that are going to try and swarm and swamp and kind of trap you in your half. If you can get comfortable on that backside, teams that like to play over aggressive like that open themselves up to those opportunities. That might be a way for Monticello to try and kind of increase their success rate throughout the season.
For sure. You know, huge win for Rogers Blue coming out in commanding fashion in that third and final game, man. They went up 7-0, I think within the first like 2-ish minutes, right? They just came out start to finish,
Yep.
played the game plan, played their style and showed good success. So, moving up to 2-1 now is Rogers Blue, dropping to 1-2 for the side of the Magic, but you know, not the last we will see of either of these squads, folks. We have one more game, one more series coming up. I hinted at it. It is Rogers Black taking on Egan, man. Another 2-0 battle. This is going to be a back and forth set. I guarantee you there will not be a 3-0 of any sort. This is going to be a battle, man. I am very pumped up and excited. We're going to go to one more short break. And when we come back, man, our finale of this Sunday Rocket League. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Minnesota Varsity League. I am Skeptor, joined by Supersonic. How are we feeling after our first two series of this fine Sunday?
Feeling pretty good, man. We had a decent one there in the first series. And surprising kind of first win going the opposite direction when they took down when Burnsville dropped one to start and then got serious and started playing, a little bit of that dirty twos ball play. And then next one, a little bit of a blowout, but there's definitely some building blocks there, some stuff to look forward to in both of those squads. So we'll see how they perform after in the coming weeks. But gotta focus up now. Rogers Black, Egan. This one should be quite the series.
Yeah, indeed, man. Both these squads coming in at 2-0, right? And both of these squads would be considered to be some serious competition for the squad we featured at the start of the day, Burnsville, right? This is the team that everybody's touting as the number one seed, okay? Because we're gonna do air quotes just because anything can happen in the MNVL, man. We've seen it all. Okay, that's what I'll say. Egan, okay, these guys have come up over the past season and a half. They've really put it together. Now in the twos department, Flo K and Jazz are looking quite scary together. However, they are up against, I mean, a dynamic duo in Ren and Blue. These guys went back to back for a reason. This Rogers team, when they came into the MNVL, these guys went undefeated. Nobody could beat them, right? No, and I mean nobody could beat them. The only team that could match this Rogers squad was Spring Lake Park, and that team is no more. Latumos has graduated and gone on to other things, right? I'm pretty sure I've seen that kid in the AM scene for Rocket League. Like he's got a chance, man. He's dangerous. I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
getting
always
off track.
it's good. It's always cool to see those kind of storylines. I think that's one of the reasons why I like the idea of seeing high school esports kind of grow out. One of the reasons I wanted to come on here and kind of give a little support as well to the MNVL is like it's cool to see kind of these starting storylines, the grassroots. Where is it coming from? Where are you
For
getting your
sure.
experience at? So I don't think it's off track at all, man. It's definitely cool to see where these players start. So
Oh yeah.
and this could be a start for a few more players. I know a couple of these names. I definitely see them often on Twitter, interacting, the RLCS fans, guys trying
Yep.
to compete, see them inside the MNCS, see them all over the place. So, this could be starting stories really for any of these players at any time. You never know.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Right? Like this is basically ground zero right now for all of these students, a new era, right? That's kind of what we're trying to usher in here. And both of these schools are top of the talent in Rocket League. We are going to have, I think, one of our better series, frankly, for the season right now. I'm going to go ahead and put a bold prediction on the line here. I think this is going to go five, men. You know,
Air
not many
quoted or
times.
something. Do
Air
do
quote it. Air
something.
quote it.
Don't
Air
just
quote.
like air quote.
Okay.
I don't know. Put something else on it that it kind of like
Knock on wood.
diffuses it. You can't
Okay,
just
knock on wood. Knock
yeah.
on wood.
Is
That's
that
fair play.
actual wood? I just want to make
Actual
sure.
wood.
Like, is that
I'll
real
get the
wood?
camera pan over. It's some real wood on this. This is
Okay.
this is
Okay.
this is wood. This is
All
wood.
right.
All
All
right,
right.
come on.
I'm
We're
making sure you're not just like knocking on the wall and it's like drywall like that. That
yeah.
doesn't count.
No,
I
no,
just gotta
no.
make sure that we hit something real.
You're right. You're right. No, fair play. Especially after my comments earlier about SLP's defense. We don't
Man,
have to.
this
Yeah, we
this
don't have
man
to.
here abusing powers that he's aware he has. I just
I gotta self reflect after the broadcast today and really look into my
sorry. We'll have a
actions
conversation afterwards. We'll have to go back. We'll do some VOD review. Have some very
for
serious
sure.
conversations.
For sure. But I mean, right now, man, yeah, going into game. And I mean, that's all that needs to be said. These two squads are going to give us a treat. Egan and Rogers black, Egan in the orange, Rogers on the blue side. Blue shot, Flo K going to defend nicely, but I mean, I'm telling you right now, the tempo is going to be at a higher level and a faster pace than we have seen throughout the day. All four
Okay,
of these
gonna try and chase
players.
that down. Won't be able to. And you can see them both immediately trying to shadow that ball, and you can see Jazz recognize that Flo was going to have a touch on the ball and immediately goes back. That's one of those things that I was talking about, seeing that communication, making sure that you got field covered as much as you can. Eat up as much space as possible. Give yourself opportunities. Jazz, flick over the top, just high. That crossbar defense going to come through strong. Double commit up. Flo waits for it, sees them both go, knows that the opportunity is there. Unfortunately, goes for the pass back across, but that communication was not there with Jazz to be there for the follow-up. The touch, Red's awkward, can't get the bump.
Flo K doing his best, calm and impersonation right now, demoing and just battering all of these players all over the field right now, keeping the pressure. But Rogers an opportunity at the goal front. FloK going to clear out nicely and plays it back into the Rogers zone. So no scoring through the first couple or minute and a half rather. Which one of these teams is going to break that donut to kick us off here? Game number one. Every goal is going to count too. Like it's going to be hard fought. Jazz goes aggressive. FloK on the follow up.
Good
Clearing
save.
attempt. Full tank of boost for FloK cutting in on that one and now trying to pull this one back. Egan, it would do them nicely to find an advantage early on in this. I know this is a momentum team. They ride on highs and they dwell on lows. So for them to get ahead of a state champ squad like this Rogers team, it would be massive. But now Jazz, an opportunity to go back. A demolition at the goal front, and Jazz is going to open it up with the 2 minutes eclipsed. Now 3 to play, man, and it's Egan to strike first in this series. Great demos from FloK, man.
Well, Ren goes up and ends up making a double commit. They do a great job of calling it off and getting back to the ground, but they swing their momentum towards the outside to try and grab that right side midfield boost. And in that, get demoed off because Flo was coming through. That's going to give him a few seconds there, and a wide open net really allows Egan to come through and strike first here. So takes a little bit of teamwork, but in the end, get it done. Blue on the follow, trying to get it off the corner, can't get the read, and now Jazz will send one flying back downfield. Might be able to get there, but Blue bullies him off the ball.
A good bump. And I love the physicality that I'm seeing from this Egan team. There is no more Mr. Nice Guy. Blue going to get on the demo train now as Ren on the long clear. Good work from them, and now the demo as well. So Rogers quickly realizing that you're going to have to fight fire with fire or bumper to bumper, however you want to spin it. FloK now kicking it back into the offensive zone. Jazz on the follow-up. A good shot is on, but Blue with the clutch and timely save.
Blue here taking time. That's going to allow Ren to get a shot downfield, just kind of send it and buy a little bit of time, and that's needed as they do get demoed off the pitch. Blue, first challenge. That'll give a little bit of separation for Ren to make an attempt. Off the nose, though. Couldn't push it around towards that outside corner. Flo, taking time. Gonna give Blue all the time in the world. Should be a free shot here for Ren. Follow. Can they get outside the ball? But just a chip up, and the crossbar gets in the way.
Yet again, man, how many times? What a sick demo from Blue, but an opportunity now for Jazz to cut in a wide open goal, but it goes off the post. Thought it looked good, thought it was on. Yup, but it's not going to be. FloK, look at that, the demo man coming out. My goodness. Guys been watching too many V1 VODs.
Both teams doing this. Jazz now getting involved. There's a demo K, gonna look for the shot. Throws it soft in front of the net to try and go for the bouncer. Read well by Ren. Ren now bumped to the ceiling. Good recovery. Gets a piece of the ball. Do they have the boost to get the breakaway? Gonna get ball. Jazz secures the boost, and Flo secures the... Flo's gonna just secure the pitch by taking him off of it.
He's getting 2 pieces left and right. I thought I was watching an FPS. My goodness. Now with the 1-0 lead still throughout this entirety of game 1. 35 seconds to play here, folks. And it's Egan with the lead, but Ren with a beautiful shot. Not going to find the mark. And Egan just have to hold on.
As a side touch, that'll be a free one for Flo. A little too much. Separates the ball. Can't maintain possession. Ren, soft touch. Looking for the possession. Keeping it round. Trying to get outside of Jazz. Able to battle through. And the two come together on the side of Egan to get a big clear in a tough situation. Blue needs a goal here. Can't get through Jazz. Final moments. Last attempt. That one high. Flo going to spike it down. And Egan secure game number 1.
Yeah, what a great game to start this one off, man. You know, back and forth set the entirety of the game. Egan setting the tone with those demolitions, with the physicality, not giving Rogers that space, that extra time to set up plays. Because something that I think gives this Rogers team so much power is how good of passers they are, man. They can set each other up so nicely, but it didn't seem like they had time to pass because Flo and Jazz were all over them, man. The demos. I mean, go ahead and talk about it.
I mean, it's not just them either, right? Absolutely, Egan got the better of them in the demos, but it's both teams trying to enact that same style of gritty, in your face boxing, just a battle in the field over trying to just keep bodies on the field, right? Like you
Yeah,
said, they're playing FPSs out there. They don't realize they're in Rocket League. They're looking for shots and taking them time and time again. Egan getting the better of them though, getting a few more, a couple extras, couple double demos. That's what resulted in finally getting that one through. But both teams playing well, almost having that secondary man continue to play kind of deep second to make sure, knowing the demos are coming, that it's not just an open net. For the number of bumps and demos we saw there, for it to be a 1-0 game, that's a lot of heads up play by the second
for
man.
sure. For sure. Yeah, great play, great positional Rocket League. And I mean, I had a feeling that this was going to deliver. Right now, we get ready for game number 2, folks. Egan and Rogers Black getting back at it, and Egan with the 1-game lead right now. So Rogers definitely going to come in with some grit for game number 2.
Got a little bit of speed out of Ren as they got up over the top of Flo.
Good
Blue
shot.
put a shot on net right there with the 2 defenders in net. I think I would have liked to see them just kind of shoot that one at the backboard. Nobody there. Make use of that backboard when when somebody's not on it. You can definitely get one defender is going to have to go up and respect the fact that you put the ball there. Is this going to work out? An awkward bump puts the ball dead stop, but nobody able to react to try and capitalize on it. Blue now trying to get through 2, gets demoed off the pitch for the efforts. Good 50 from Jazz will allow them to maintain the 2v1 momentarily. Blue going to come in, secure that near side post as Ren tries to challenge in the corner. And they'll have the play out. Can't get around Jazz, though. Great pinch.
Good 50. Yeah, the pinch was beautiful from Ren, keeping it out of the zone for a second. Good read from Blue going up top. Jazz with the save, but it's out in front for a second. No boost to play off of, and Blue going to put it just wide of the goal for now. Ren now coming up to contest. A good look, and that's a rocket onto the goal. And it's Rogers to find the first of this game number 2, man. What a challenge, and what a finish.
You can tell by the speed at which Jazz is coming up, the little too much separation on the ball. And Ren, they're right there just waiting in case that does happen, waiting on that sidewall, gets out over the top, and able to 50 it down, just kind of dunk them, and it puts too much speed for Flo to get a read. A shot from Blue just off the post and out. Jazz will have an opportunity, goes for the musty off the back wall. Blue out of position, one-on-one, the shot's on target. Ren can't get there, and Egan strike back.
That's gorgeous setup there from Jazz. I mean, he's been showing out throughout this set so far. And then another perfect, beautiful setup play for Flo K to come through and put it away. Tie ball game here, 1-1, folks, with 3:35 to play. Man, anybody's game right now. And Egan adding back to it. There it is. Oh, dangerous opportunity.
Yeah, I like that goal comes off the backboard. Only because I was talking about making use of the backboard. That's just a freebie. That one's going to go down all the way. Counter-attack goal from Blue. Can hear Flo coming from behind. Sees that Jazz's momentum is swinging towards that outside wall. Not a chance you're going to be able to swing that momentum in that amount of time back in field and make that save. It's really smart heads-up play to just go ahead and shoot that ball downfield from Blue.
Good opportunity now off the back of this one. Rogers back into the offensive zone. Jazz trying to clear. Gonna try to follow up off this, but Blue puts it back. Can't win out on the 50. Now Flo K challenging towards Ren. Played to the corner. Flo K kicks it out to Jazz. Big opportunity for Egan. Flo K kind of kicks it into the corner, but trying to just reposition and maintain ball control right now. So not a bad idea.
Jazz gonna play this one up the side wall for himself. Battled by Ren. Blue on the follow and a right into the nose of Jazz, but it comes back, so Blue's able to send it downfield. A little bit of boost. Jazz makes a great decision to roll it towards the back wall. Gonna try and carry it out himself. Does he have the flip reset? Going for it. Little short as only the nose gets under it. Doesn't get that centerpiece underneath the car to grab the flip reset. And now Flo K, self-dish. No, looks for the demo on Ren, but not enough forward momentum on the ball to make that a threat. The player in the net recognizes that well. So again, this kind of high-level read, understanding I don't have to go, taking that extra moment, that breather to say, make sure they have the read on the ball and not overcommit.
Blue right now, no boost in the tank.
One way.
Flo K's gonna punish. Jazz goes for the shot on goal, but Ren is good to deny for now. Just over 2 minutes of play left right now in game number 2, folks. Rogers with the 1-goal lead. and it's Egan trying to claw their way back into it. They're up 1-0 in the series. They've looked good so far. Jazz over top of one defender, can't get past Ren, but
Finish.
it's the rebound and the follow-up from Floke to find it. We got a tie game, Super.
As soon as Jazz beats the first player, knows that all he has to do, make an awkward touch, make this not the exact ball that you're expecting. Because even if it's an off touch like that, you're just trying to make this ball fall back in front of the net. You don't have to 50 through. It doesn't have to be some over the top clean look. It just needs to be something to buy that little bit of space for your second man. Does just that. Flow just off the mark there. Had Jazz as an option in the midfield. They could have connected. And now 2-2, Egan, possession. Jazz gonna have a good touch. Ren didn't expect it, and it goes all the way down the other end. Lead secured once again for Egan.
Yeah, that is a big momentum shift. Egan claiming 2 unanswered now. Don't go for the contest on that ball. And Jazz just puts it the length of the field and nets one under a minute 30 to play. And it's Egan now with the 1-goal lead.
Upside wall, Jazz up first, gonna look for the shot. Has a lot of power for that top corner, covered well by Ren.
Yeah, that's a good look there coming out. Egan staying on the aggressive right now, and now Floke adding to this barrage. Great defense, though, for Blue, batting it away at the doorstep now, trying to press forward, but everything getting contested right now, nothing being given. Good demo.
Uh-oh.
Ren, a chip out, but nothing on it, really. Floke going to clear it down to midfield now. Still up 1. The demo's coming out, clearing a path, but Jazz not knowing. Wasn't going for it at the time. Now Blue gets demoed as well. Egan are lighting up this field, making it into a graveyard.
Jazz, awkward. Gonna get demoed.
taking one
Flow
back.
covers the hole.
Beautiful read on that to get home and make that save. Keeping the lead now. Egan up 1. 30 seconds left on the clock. Rogers in that same desperation mode. Jazz on the demo. Egan not missing a beat right now. Blue tries to get it clear. Jazz out front. Can't quite find the shot.
Demo again. So much bully ball being played here from the side of Egan. Every single time. You know it's coming, but they can't get out of the way enough to just keep getting ripped off the pitch, because every time the first touch, if I'm not going to make it, I'm getting ahead of the ball. I'm going to go for a bump. I'm going to go for a demo again. Flo trying to get ahead of the play. That one might get punished.
Good shot.
Dude, that's a mistake, Flo. You just had to run the clock out. You can't double commit like this. Are you kidding me? Back in the play now is the side of this squad with Ren and Blue.
And that is a decision that, you know, these next few moments are going to decide if it will be costly or not throughout the length of the series. Egan can right their wrong and close it out in overtime. Otherwise, Rogers have a big chance to swing momentum here in game number 2.
Ren chip downfield. Jazz going to take possession in his own corner. That one will pop out to Blue. Low K may have an opportunity to try and chase it down, but Blue recovers well and is able to push it to their own corner.
50. And now to contest again. Ball drop back for Ren. I like it so far. Rogers kind of in control. Jazz kicks it out, but Blue's still there to contest. Waits around for boost, so transitioning play back to Egan's favor. However, Ren now to clear it back into the Egan defensive zone. Floke with a good chip out, but Blue here on the read. Chips it up once. Goes for a second touch. Can't quite gather himself. Jazz now going to have a bit of alone time with the ball. Everything's been contested for so long now. A chance to gather up some boost. Gets demoed for it, but a long clear nonetheless. Blue now with an open goal, but K gets back in time. Kicks it to the corner. Now Jazz with the long clear. First minute of overtime has gone by. No serious shots coming through so far.
Blue will have an opportunity to go for it here, but actually turns off the ball, takes himself out of the play. That's going to be a shot from Ren. Chip up. Would have liked to see Blue go for the bump on Jazz in net rather than trying to swing that momentum back around and just chip it high. Over 1. Can they get another touch? No. Jazz read well. Ren. Self-pass maybe? Second opportunity? No. Jazz is just going to get in, block it out. Opportunity for Blue to finish it. There it is. And 4-3 win in overtime here. Going to secure the second game here for Rogers.
Oh, beautiful fake, man. Everybody bites. Every single player on the map except himself knew what was going to happen right there. And Blue puts the dagger into Egan for game number 2. And just like that, we're all tied up at 1, Super. We are having a series, and it is starting to deliver here. You know, bad mistake, not running out the clock, but at the end of the day, man, It's a split-second decision like that that can cost you against a team that is as good as this Rogers squad.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stat lines here. 11 shots out of the side of Rogers Black, 13 out of the side of Egan. That just shows that both of these teams getting plenty of opportunities. Defense is having to be involved. 6 saves out of Ren. Huge play for
Yeah,
Ren, keeping them in this, keeping Rogers Black in this game throughout with all the attacking opportunities coming out of Flow and Jazz, especially under high pressure situations, because we know the bump, the demo, a lot of these times Ren is isolated in a 1v1 and having to
yep.
make that play. It's either do or die, and stepping up time and time again. Huge plays from Ren. Blue also, I mean, obviously involved 2 goals of their own, 2 saves, an assist on one of the goals for Ren. Um,
Yeah.
really battle back there from Rogers to play huge. And honestly, mistakes on the side of Egan. They had that one. We never should have been in an OT situation to begin with. That's one that's going to hurt them.
Yeah, man, that's definitely going to hurt them now. Realizing they're tied up one apiece with some former state champions, the likes of Blue and Ren. And these are players that we've seen pull reverse sweeps, pull all kinds of things. So, Egan gonna have to stay mentally strong, right? Have to stick out, right? They look dominant in both games still so far. They've looked very good. So game 3, they got to keep that same mentality and that same level of play and confidence as we get into it, folks. This series so far has been quite entertaining.
Jazz to the ceiling. Doesn't quite get enough under it. Could have had the opportunity to also try and diagonal that one down. Can they cut it back in? No. Ren's going to challenge for the finish. This could be disastrous. Flow's going to end up in a one-on-one situation here. Goes for the flick, throws it high, crossbar down and out. Can Jazz finish? No. Challenged well by Ren. And this is back and forth, cutting east and west rather than north and south across this field. Flow with a shot now, looking for the bump on Ren. Can't finish. It forces Ren to be stuck inside that near post. Jazz early, can't get over the top.
My goodness, man. The action never ending here for these squads. Floke going for the switch up to the V1 away decal, trying to channel that B mode, plus the calm demos, man. He's trying to pull it all together here. Needing to call upon the V1 buff yet again here to strike and kind of give Egan this edge. But the back and forth, man, the save's already getting pulled out, and we're only a minute into the game.
Flow gonna try and get a second touch themselves through the corner. Won't amount to much. Gonna let Ren take themselves out of the play, and Jazz goes up for it. But actually, great recovery there from Ren to immediately touch and just rocket ship themselves, looking for the stratosphere, straight back up and get in the way of that ball.
Good look going for that aggressive play off the back wall. We haven't seen too much of that through the first 2 sets of today. So interesting to see it being pulled out now between these two squads that are so evenly matched here. Approaching the 3-minute mark, play up to Blue, kicks it back down to the corner. Jazz now going to have a bit of time to push the issue. Goes off the back wall, looking for the double touch. Not going to quite find it. Good defense from Redman, and they have been a force to be reckoned with in this Blue goal.
Jazz shot high once again. Crossbar will be there to make the save as Blue has the whiff. Looking to 50 underneath was Flow, trying to just force Ren to go over the top and get themselves a 2v1 situation. Unable to do so. Jazz will have to swing out and allow Flow to have the first touch. Not the touch they were looking for. Jazz not able to win. Both out of position here. Can Ren get there in time? No. Flow with a great recovery. Jazz, what are you doing? That's your own net.
Ugh. Yeah, almost costing himself one. Luckily, that third man coming through, man, not going to deny him, whether it's his team or the enemy team. They will always stand in their position. That was third and fourth, fifth men, man. Just great players. You got to keep them around. Oh, the stand-home defender's not going to be able to stop that one as Jazz aims for the middle of the net since no goaltender is there, and it finds the first one of the set, man, for game number 3. So great goal to find for Egan, and we're at the 2-2-2 mark here. I mean, longest time traveling into a game for us and no goal being scored yet. So these two teams going the distance right now, Super.
Yeah, it was actually a great play there too, just positioning-wise. Easy one there for Flo to come in and clean up. It's been good positioning out of Egan. That last play before this goal, you have one chasing the player, making it awkward for him on the wall, and the other one knowing that that person on the wall is going to have to clear to that far left side, covers that up immediately now off of the kickoff, able to put one high into the backboard, get that solo defender to go up and jump off that miss. Flo just sitting there waiting just in case that comes through and is able to capitalize on the mistake.
Now a 2-0 lead. We might have seen a bit of a drop off in terms of the
Jazz.
demolitions, but
Ooh.
yeah, good defense and good defense from Flowcade, bumping Blue out of shot contention right there, right on the goal line. Blue could have just tapped that one in, but the defense from Flowcade stands tall again for this Egan squad. 145 to play. Egan up 2 right now.
Almost gets dunked over the top. Luckily, pinches off the car and goes wide. Jazz now from down the sideline has Flow in the middle as an option. Opts for the soft touch, but Ren reads it really well and is able to get in the way of it. Not going to let Flow work through that easily. And right there, Ren has the play. All momentum of all three players other than Blue says that ball is going to that left side post and is going to cut across, but Blue opts to play that inside edge. That might have been an opportunity come and gone for the side of Rogers.
Yeah, I mean, not getting as many good looks as they would like. So whether that's a problem on the communication end or decision making,
Oh, Demo
Egan
should set this up. Cut down.
making them pay for it yet again here. The demo comes out, the pass out front, and a great finish. 3-0 lead here.
Yeah, great cut down there from Flo. Recognizes off the demo that other player is not coming in. Even if they do and they spawn in on that near post, timing-wise, going to be able to take it up that back wall, cut it back down. They're not going to be able to get to it. Stays calm, cool, collected. You see a lot of players at times get too much of that ball or over eager on the chase, and that one ends up turning into a mistake. Not that time, though. Egan secures their third here. Jazz from the back wall. Self-touch. Can he get back to it? A little too much.
Blue takes it off the back wall now, kicks it back out front. 40 seconds of play left. If Rogers want to make a comeback, they got to start it now. They cannot shave off any more of this clock, reaching this 30-second mark. And Egan are all fine with running this thing out. A demo and now an opportunity for Jazz, but no boost. So winning out the 50 is good enough.
Ooh. Blue has a great recovery off of that secondary 50 that comes through. Could have been an opportunity there. If Blue loses that second 50, it's an open net. But because of the recovery, able to get there, stop that ball in the corner, and not allow that one to pop out back in front of net. This one is going to come to an end here. That we may get a final goal here in the final moments, but securing their way and putting it on match point is Egan, up now 2-1 over the top of Rogers.
Yeah, man, great play shown by Egan. Great resilience after dropping that second game OT to bounce back and find a dominant shutout victory here in game number 3. That's a statement, right? That's showing, all right, we still got it, man. We've been in control, and they played to the best of their tactics, the strategy leading into that, because the demos were there, the defense was there, and they did not give Rogers clean looks.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely say that even in the win where Rodgers got that W in the previous game, that came off of a mistake from Egan, kind of throwing away that 3-2, which should have just been the ender, overcommitting forward. Egan has definitely been in the driver's seat, dictating the pace through their bumps, demos, and aggression on the pitch. All 3 games so far. Really, this one, you apparently that was actual wood on your wall there. You knocked on the right thing. We didn't get the 3-0. We were at least getting this game 4 underway, but it really does feel like Egan's starting to make less and less mistakes. They definitely
For
learned
sure.
their lesson after going and giving up that game too.
Yeah. That's one of those where you right the wrong and you don't let it happen again. And right
Yep.
now, Egan making the right moves to deny Rogers any look at a game 5. They want to close out right here, right now in game number 4, folks. We appreciate you being here as we get ready to get back into it. Match point for the side of Egan. Will they be able to close out right here, right now? We're about to find out.
Kick off. We got Jazz up against Ren. That one's going to go to the sidewall. Good decision from Ren to stay in. Now, might be a little overcommit forward, and that's going to put Blue out of position. Blue is already forward, and it turns into one of those ones where you've got to commit to the player. Both people back out, and you just let it go. They get punished back the other way. I really would have liked to see Ren after that initial win. So the kickoff into the secondary touch, let Blue come through. You secure that side boost, and make sure you've got boost in case something goes wrong. Unfortunately, a little overzealous, and that turns into a goal for Egan back the other way.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game, man. Duos is going to do it to you. If you go for the double commit, you don't find your scoring chance, you better be ready to give one up on the other end, because that's frankly what it seems to be, man. Time and time again on that double commit, if you don't get that scoring chance, however close it may come, the other team's most likely to punish on the opposite end. So good on Egan Wildcats getting that lead, man. And they are undefeated, I believe, so far, getting that first goal of the game, right? They won game 1, they won game 3, they scored first in both. And now, here again, starting it out, and it's the post to step up big.
Good box out there. I think that was Flo that got in the way of it. Misses that secondary touch. Can recover? No. And a good good boost secure there in the corner from Blue to not allow Flo to come back down and grab that. Double into the corner. Looks for the demo. Has it, but Jazz from that position. K can say, hey, I'm going to come in. I'm going to demo, but Jazz has no vision of that play. Doesn't know exactly when Flo's going to show up, so can't commit. So you end up with a double in the corner. They don't get punished for it, but really one of those ones where high risk, really with not a whole lot of upside. Tough play to pull off. Okay, cut back across. Ran awkward. Great save.
Yeah, that's a beautiful save. And a great shot from Flo. Great placement in that top right corner. Looking to net one and put Egan up 2. But right now, 3:20 to play. Game number 4. Match point and series point on the line. Flo K getting the demos coming out. And now Egan continuing to maintain the pressure. A wide open goal. Jazz makes it a 2-0 game.
Great decision here from Jazz, too. Off of this initial touch, you can see it kind of pop up and over. Could have just opted to shoot the ball. Doesn't know where Ren is distance-wise, so decides to just set up a bit of an awkward touch. One of those ones that kind of pinches. You don't know what the angle's going to be on that pop back up. It makes it a really hard ball to read just in case they're there for the save. Not able to get to it. Blue on the follow-through. Not enough boost to get back inside and put that one on net.
Very close off.
Ooh, danger.
And Ren gonna find the first for Rogers, man. A turning point now. Getting them back in, showing some life. Lets that ball, I mean, a really awkward roll, right? Normally Jazz would climb up and take that, but maybe expecting another touch from Ren before just letting it roll out front. And now Rogers down 1 here. Getting up close on the kickoff, and somehow some way Blue comes out on top of that in a 1-on-2. Ren gonna demo Flo K for now, so Rogers will maintain possession for the time being. Flo K with a great challenge though, going out and taking that space, taking the fight to him. Ren up top, Blue goes for it, has the read, playing it off the back wall. Who's gonna get there first? It's Ren, but it doesn't find the angle on the shot. A good look from them, but in the end, now coming back the other way, Egan, an opportunity, dangerous ball up top, Jazz, the open goal, and it's gonna cost them.
Great finish here from Jazz. So Ren has a bit of an awkward touch, and then Flo able to come through, gets the 50, also gets a piece, doubles back through though. I have to say, that is a overzealous recommit from Flo. They get away with one there. Had that touch come through from Ren, that's a freebie for their player that just got demoed, respawning in to chase that ball back down. Doesn't even have to go corner, would have been 33 boost. Gotta calm down just a little bit there.
Yep, gotta rein it in. 2-goal lead is still a very dangerous lead, especially against a squad like this Rogers team, man. Give them an opportunity, give them an inch, they'll take a mile, you know. Good contest from Jazz, keeping it out towards midfield now. Going for goal, not gonna quite find it. Blue's gonna gather. Now with 1:55 to play, but Egan continuing on the pressure. Rogers have to start hitting the boost a little bit earlier. They keep trying to control the ball. They don't have that time. Egan is always coming up for the 50s and for the contestation immediately. Now Flo K back the opposite end of the field. Now an opportunity. Ren to stop it, but the second look, and it's a wide open goal, man. Beautiful shot.
It's great shot. It's all off this pressure from Flo. Ren knows Flo's coming. I think we all know at all times Flo is coming and looking for that bump, looking for that demo, trying to be a disruptor. And it makes an awkward touch. Couldn't swing that momentum properly. Ren definitely wanted to try and break check a bit more and wait an extra second to be able to push that one to the outside. But due to Flo being there, has to get up, has to make some sort of touch on the ball so it doesn't just roll in. Ren, follow through, has it. They put in the second for Rogers.
Yep, Rogers, I mean, a must time to answer the call, right? You've been scored on far too many times here.
Right.
But the beautiful bounce back, the kick out front, and Ren to put it away. Now only down 2 here with 1:24 to play here. Still plenty of time left in this twos matchup, game number 4. Action-packed series, though, so far, has delivered. Ren with the early jump on the contest, going to come out on top of that 50. And now looking for a bump onto Flo, won't find it. But Flo's going to obviously find his bump. Obviously.
Jazz around one, gonna 50 through the second one. Flow on the chase, gonna let Blue take the touch, misses the ball, opts to try and go for the bump. The demo, of course, finds the second one on the back. So now if Jazz can win
Ooh.
this 1v1, bit awkward through the corner. Flow doubles, gets a piece of Jazz instead of Blue. That might be disastrous, and Ren gets boxed out by Jazz at the last moment.
Now going up top, the contestation between Blue and Flow goes the way of Blue. Rogers running out of time, 35 seconds and counting. Up off the back wall, opportunity. Flow's there first, played to the corner nicely. Now the follow-up, Ren. Can they
Great
find
pass.
their teammate in Blue? A chip shot, there's not a lot on it, but it's the second look from Ren, not gonna find the net. 24 seconds and counting. Rogers desperately running out of time. Blue goes for goal,
Finish.
will find it. Now with 19 seconds and a 1-goal deficit, Rogers have put themselves within striking distance.
This is not a lot of time to work with. You got very minimal. You got to do a whole lot of work. However, again, Egan's been so aggressive that those opportunities do present themselves. Ren gonna win that 50 off the kickoff. This one here will fall to Flow. Gets just enough of it. Bit of an awkward touch. Makes it awkward for Blue. That actually eats quite a few seconds off the clock. And now Blue has to get through Jazz. Secures the boost. Awkward touch. Can they get the runaway? Put it on the inside edge. Flow takes out the secondary man who would have had the attempt. And this one will fall to the ground. No, Jazz opts to keep it alive. Are you nuts? You doing this again? I understand the rule 0, and I respect you for it, but that is not the way I would go about it. Egan, though, they do go ahead. They secure that one. They take it down 3-1. You were right. We didn't get the 3-0. We don't get the game 5, though, as Egan secures their third series.
Yeah, man, that's a great win for Egan to find, though. Nonetheless, dangerous decision making at the end, not putting that ball straight to the ground. I'm putting that ball to the ground. I'm not playing around with what Rogers is capable of, man. We've seen them score a few 0-second goals throughout their tenure here through MNVL. But man, what a series, right? Egan, props to them. Flow looked great. Jazz looked great. They both had plenty of insane moments throughout the series, and they beat a very good team today in Rogers Black. So, I mean, what did you like really coming from Egan's perspective today?
From Egan's perspective, there is a very clear, defined game plan. They came in, this is what we're going to do. This is how we have to execute on it. A little overzealous, a little overeager at times in executing on that. Maybe a little tunnel vision on trying to get that demolition goal. I have to assume that Flo is trying to chase the demolition medal is what he was after. But a little overzealous in it. But overall, if you can execute on that time and time again, the bumps, the demos coming through, opening up opportunities over and over and over again, Egan executed really well on their plan.
For sure, man. My hat is off to him. Egan have improved to 3-0 on the season. Rogers Black take a step back and they move down to 2-1. Still not a bad spot to be in. I'm sure we're going to see both these squads again. Folks, I want to give one final shout out to our primary sponsor for this Sunday broadcast. Me and my man Supersonic, we're always repping when V1 is on the desk with us, man. I got the rocker merch. He's got the V1 merch. No surprises here. I mean, I want to take a quick second to give a shout out to V1, right? Rocket League recently won the Fall Cup, man, on top of the NA ladder. Recently took a couple tough defeats, but that's the way it
A
goes.
top 8 finish, though?
But a
If
top 8
that's
finish is
top,
respectable.
they have not finished outside of top 8 since the first regional that Beastmo was a part of the team. And
That's
that was an 11th,
exceptional
12th finish. I mean, it's a team that has a lot of consistency. They're playing well, and they've secured their way to Rotterdam. So they'll be in the
for sure.
major December 8th through 11th. Make sure you guys, give the guys some support. I want to see you guys in the chat when we're playing. But it's gonna
100%.
be it's cool. The Rocket League team doing well and all the initiatives over there at V1. Version1.gg. It's got all the information for just about anything you could possibly think of version 1 related.
For sure, man. You want to start your path, you want to forge an esports career for yourself. I'd say that's a good place to go start, right? You got plenty of opportunities, plenty of different things to kind of go for. Folks, we're going to take one final break for the day. We are going to come back with an interviewee from this Egan squad. So if you want to stick around and hear from one of your winners today, stay tuned. We'll be back in a few short moments. Don't you go anywhere. We'll see you soon. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Minnesota Varsity League. We just finished up an awesome set of games today. We just saw the Egan Wildcats take out Rogers in a dominant 3-1 series victory. And now Supersonic and I are joined by Floke. How are you doing today? And what was the game plan going up against a super tough Rogers squad?
Yeah, thank you. Coming into this game, we kind of, I mean, you guys saw it. Basically, the strategy was just like I demo a lot because we kind of knew that Rogers was like didn't really want to play us. They were a little kind of scared to go against us. There was a bit of a mental block going on the Rogers side of things. So we figured we'd exploit that as much as we can by just like demoing them and tilting them as much as we could. So I think 10 demos in game one was a pretty good way to start that off. So
Yeah, probably a good way to get in there. Definitely channeling your inner calm, though it took you till game two to put the V1 decal on. I'll let it slide for now. Uh, but I kind of want to talk about game number two. You're definitely executing on the game plan, but I, a little over eager maybe towards the end of that game too.
uh yeah, I mean, I don't know. I We should have won in regulation. I mean, that's the facts. Like, there was 5 minutes left. I was like, you know, what'd be really cool if I could get another demo.
Yeah.
That was not very cool. First, mostly because I didn't get the demo, but also because we got scored on. So that took us into overtime, which we then lost.
Yeah,
Um,
at 3 seconds when I see you come careening down the field to double in to look for the demo on the near post, I was just like, "Oh, no. This is a disaster waiting to
yeah,
happen."
perhaps
Uh,
that was not the best idea, but
just clean that up a little bit, a little over that.
yeah.
Once you've gotten, like, the 7 and you've gotten the extermination, award, just at that point, you can calm down a little, alright?
Mhm.
My next question is for you, Flo. After that tough OT loss in game two, you guys did bounce back and you had arguably your most dominant win in game number three, completely shutting them out of the scoreboard. What were the comms after game two and what was the attitude going into game three?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I think to talk about game three, we have to talk about game two first. Um, Game two, while it was mostly our error, they did adapt. They started playing a lot faster. It was a lot harder for me to land demos on them. They were aware of that, which kind of happens when you get demoed 10 times in a game. Um, so yeah, they were kind of more aware of it going into game two. So then after game two, we lost. So I was like, all right, they're just playing faster. I'm not gonna go for as many bumps. I'm not gonna go for as many demos. We're just gonna try and play. Like I'm still gonna go for him, still tilt him a little bit,
Mhm.
but we're gonna play a little bit more clean, a little bit more rotation focused, and that worked out really well. So we got the
Yeah,
3-0 in
for sure.
game three.
I think that speaks for itself. Yeah, no, the game three was really clean from your guys' part, so that's a great adaptation from your guys' zone perspective. So good on you for that. Super. What else do you got for Flo?
I'm gonna hit him with a V1 classic here. For anybody that watches that
Okay.
broadcast, they know that I typically am not the one to ask questions about the game. I have a bit of sweet tooth myself, and I asked the guys here this recently on the V1 broadcast. I'm gonna ask you. We're a week out of Halloween. I need you to give me what is the best Halloween candy? Which reigns supreme S tier of its own?
Oh
What
man,
candy is it?
tier of its own. What candy is it? I mean, that's kind of a tough question because I feel like I don't know, because like there's chocolate candies, right? But then there's like non-chocolate candies.
Yeah, but you get to the movie theater and every candy in the world's there, and you're only allowed to buy one. You're going into that theater. What's it going to be?
Oh goodness. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if it was see now that brings up another question because like if you're going into the movie
No, no,
theater, then
no
it's like
other
a whole
No,
questions.
no,
a
No,
no
whole
no, no,
other
thing.
no, no. There's
questions.
no
But
thing.
but if
No
You
I
other
got
if
to
I were
questions.
to if we were to just take out like the movie theater scenario, if I could just have one candy like right now,
yeah, right now. What?
I'd probably just go for like a 100 grand. Very very underrated candy. It's like a better version of Twix, high key.
It's like the grandpa candy, homie.
The
I mean,
grandpa candy. Oh
no, that's
man,
that's the
oh man.
butterscotch, the hard candy. That I won't
Okay.
quite go that far. 100
All
grand
right, all
bar
right,
is
all right.
good, but I don't know that I rate it at the S tier above everything else. That
I was thinking
yeah, that's a
I was
What's
thinking
yours
like
then? What's your
Reese's, man.
guys's?
Reese's. Come on. Some
Look,
Reese's peanut
Reese's is
butter
Oh,
great,
cups.
but
don't bring that back up. I'm not allowed to talk about that. People are gonna make fun of the way that I start pronouncing things. We're not even gonna talk about that candy right now. I
Okay.
already got enough of it on the V1 broadcast. I don't need to hear it here
All
too.
right. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. No harm meant
PTSD. I'm
on that.
having flashbacks. I got bullied this week. I don't want to do this again.
All right. We'll keep that one for the afterthought. Flo, I mean, go ahead and take this final couple seconds here to give shout outs, man, for yourself, for your teammates, for your family, whatever you got, man. Go ahead. This time's yours.
Yeah. So again, shout out to Jazz because he was definitely stepping up on that offensive role. That's kind of the
Huge.
strategy we've been
Yeah.
playing. Like I play a support, and then he is kind of the dominant goal scorer, dominant offensive facilitator. And then shout out to Haroon, of course, he's our coach. Shout out to the managers at Egan. And then shout out to I actually got my best friend in the room with me here. And he was kind of like, I brought him over because I was like, hey, that'd be kind of fun, facilitate kind of like a LAN environment. Now there's like eyes on me, right? There's pressure.
Oh
So,
yeah, you got the
so
nups
shout
too,
out to
the
him.
fist bumps after goals. So that's the real
I
buff
did,
coming
yeah, I
through.
did.
There you go,
That's a
dude.
big
There you go.
motivator. Is
Oh,
a
dude,
super buff.
yeah, the best friend buff in is I mean that's real. The land buff, the what do we want to call it? The boot camp buff. Though he's not necessarily playing on the team, he's there in the full support. So awesome to
Hmm.
hear.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations, man. 3-0. That's big for you guys. So we're gonna keep a close eye on how the remainder of your guys' season goes, and we wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Take care. I mean, super awesome set of games here today, man. Game one was awesome. We witnessed Burnsville take on St. Louis Park. That
Yep.
was a battle and a series in itself, right? I mean, the immortal Burnsville, if you will, showing that they can bleed, right? That was the big talking point there. SLP taking a chunk out of them, but in the end, right? Burnsville showing that mechanical prowess and that dirty ball play, right? The bumps,
Oh
getting
yeah.
gritty, the scrappiness really showing through, and it paid major dividends.
Yeah. Paid off huge there. You then look at that second series. Uh not quite as close. Rogers Blue coming through. Definitely securing that, trying to show off, but, Monticello Magic, a lot of stuff there that they can look at to build off of. I think that they're gonna be able to, if they try to focus in, and clean up the defense just a little bit more, they have really good opportunities for some counterattack, so some things to look at on the tape there for them. Definitely things to build off of, some good foundational stuff on that defensive half from them, and then I mean, obviously, we just watched the 3rd
Yeah, man.
series. We kinda got to watch the bump. You wanna talk about the dirty ball play from the 1st series. Flo, I'm sure, was in the chat watching that one, said, "We can do that. I think I can do that a little bit better, actually. Let's see if we can get a
Yep,
few of those," and, chasing down those exterminations over and over and over again. Shoulda had it in the clean 3-0. They do give up the 1 loss off the mistake and that overcommit at the end of game 2, but just solid play all the way through from Egan. And, Flo said it better than I could. So we definitely just heard how they executed on that. And I expect to see them continue to do that until somebody finds a way to shut that down.
for sure, man. Now a new challenger approaching that 3-0 upper echelon, along with that Burnsville Blaze. So a matchup that we are just going to have to tentatively wait for, folks. We appreciate everybody coming out for this MNVL Sunday Rocket League broadcast. I have been your host, Incaster Skepter. As always, this way, the GOAT, Supersonic, RLCS legend, guys, joining us. So can't thank him enough for being here. V1, primary sponsor. Again, quick shout out to them, man. As always, thank you guys for coming out another week in the bag for MNVL. We're getting closer and closer to another state finals. It was legendary last year, so make sure you make it out this year if you didn't last year. And I mean, we'll see you guys on Tuesday for some League of Legends action. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care.